And that's okay. What's up,
Now
man?
go
What's up?
ahead. Say what you were saying. That's the reason why what?
And that's the
Yeah,
reason why I'm not getting them straight down yet because I'm not gonna get them straight down this way until they reach
mhm.
a certain length. So right now I just got them going like to the side and back,
Gotcha. That
but I
makes
have them
sense.
going
Because you
straight
want it,
down
you
before.
want it, you don't want it to go through that ugly phase. You wanted to go through that phase where it looked good,
Right.
like seamless. I got you. Man, Ross. Listen, bro. Um, in this live right here, we're gonna park. We love our Earl Spence, man. That's our nigga, but we gotta park him for the day, man. There's a lot of shit that we gotta talk about
Right.
today that's gonna be filled, and it's the dichotomy of Jermell, Mell Charlo, Canelo Alvarez. We got to get on IBFP because this nigga's live right now. He is a nigga, by the way. He's black. It's been revealed that he's black. This nigga's on live saying that we got to decide who's the pound for pound cash cow between Canelo Alvarez and Tank. The numbers came out between Canelo versus Charlo, 550 to 600,000.
Right.
Javante Tank Davis this year is the face of boxing, 1.4 million. Basically, he not only did Canelo's numbers, he did it 2.5 times over because you got to add twice, which is 1.2 million. Then you got to add 200 more on that,
Mm-hmm.
which is 1.4. So if people are doing their math correctly, Javante Tank Davis dwarfed Canelo Alvarez.
By
So let's
far.
just keep it a buck.
By far. And here's another thing people not take consideration. Tank Davis just got black people. There's majority
Yep.
of black people buying this shit. Canelo Alvarez got two countries.
Yep.
He got the whole Mexican fan base in Mexico, and he got the whole Mexico buying his shit. And he still can't compete.
Actually, you got three people, and then you got the sellout black people too. On top of
Yeah, right.
that,
B Brazy, what's happening?
what's up, Big Brazy, man? So he got three variations of sellouts, and he still cannot outdo. We told everybody, man, this shit was gonna epically fail because you're dealing with two conniving individuals. Canelo's a conniver. Mel is a conniver for different reasons. The LDBC needs to slap themselves in the fucking face for picking Mell Charlo over Big Charlo. I mean, let's just be honest. To sit there and say that Mel was better than Maul when all of the evidence tells you that Maul's the better Charlo because he's undefeated. How does an undefeated fighter is not better than a fighter with losses? That's just like when people say Manny Pacquiao's better than Floyd. Well, this is my response to everyone. Have we ever seen Floyd gassed out, flat on the floor, as if he needed basically CPR to be resuscitated? Have we ever seen that
Right.
in any one of his fights?
We ever see Floyd take a draw?
We ever seen him take a draw?
Nope.
Nope.
He's
So
that
until we've
he's,
seen that, then y'all could come see me.
he's that good to where his fights are decisive.
Yep.
Even the close fights. Like I always tell people, they always say, man, Floyd didn't look good against Castillo. It was an ugly fight. But it's not a hard fight to judge.
Exactly.
It's a hard fight to enjoy because Castillo's holding and hitting the whole fight. But not a
Yep.
hard fight to judge because only one person hitting the other person clean the whole fight.
Yep.
Everything else was grazing punches off the shoulder, off the gloves and shit. But
Yep.
back to the topic at hand, which is not Floyd. Well, we're still on the topic because we was talking about how who's more. When you just watch Jermall Charlo,
Mm-hmm.
he's a lot more technically sound than his brother is. Jermall Charlo hides his shots. You're not sure how he's gonna respond. You're not sure how he's gonna counter. He slips counters with the hook. He slips counters with the straight right hand. He has a great jab.
Mm-hmm.
And me seeing how Canelo looked against Jermell, it's obvious why he ducked Jermall Charlo.
Facts.
He knows he can't beat that man.
Nope.
Think about it. Why are you fighting Jermell when you can fight Jermall?
Exactly.
Why you fight Jermell when you can fight Demetrius and Andre?
Exactly.
You say you want to fight easy fights, now you want to fight Jermell. You know that's going to be easy. Nothing these guys make sense. Nothing these guys say makes sense. That's when you know it's all bullshit. And what like he knows everything. Like to say, that's when you know it's all what bullshit and fuck shit.
Bullshit and fuck shit.
That's how you know.
You know, I got that from that Biggie reference. Party and bullshit. I just mixed it up and said bullshit and fuck shit. Here's the thing about it. It's bullshit and fuck shit because we have to look at it like this. The IBFPs of the world get to put in people's minds this double standards that's associated with boxing, that Canelo could have his cake and eat it too. He can have a subpar performance, but he outclassed and he dominated an opponent. But Earl Spence can dominate Mikey Garcia for 12 rounds on the opposite side of the coin, but then they say, well, he couldn't even stop a lightweight. That's what their argument is. When you dominated somebody for 12 rounds, that is an outclassing. Right. That is a washing. Canelo Alvarez was getting hit with counter punches. He was getting hit with shots in the face. So in all essence, did Canelo Alvarez really dominate? No. He was overrated. Another thing too, people say Canelo Alvarez has world-breaking Thanos type power. You dealing with a guy that went up 2 weight classes. You were supposed to knock this dude out. Why didn't you knock him out? And we could tell Canelo was trying because some of the punches he actually planted his foot and he put all of his power in the punch. And all he did was make Mell Charlo's foot buckle. So Canelo Alvarez's power was exposed.
That's right. Because the thing is, what people don't realize is, this is why I always tell people when they say Deontay Wilder's not a boxer. Yes, he is. Knocking people out is a boxing skill. You have to set someone to be knocked out. It's not an easy thing to do.
Yep.
Canelo doesn't have the skill. So even though he's fought at 175, 2-weight class heavier than this dude, he don't have the skill to utilize his power against him because all he does is the same fucking combinations over and over and over again. Why do you think all Floyd did was this? Mm-hmm. And then he'll come out of it, walk Canelo down. Canelo throw another fucking combination. Floyd do this. He knows exactly what he's gonna do. It's the same combination every time. Jab, right hand to the shoulder. Okay, you try to beat your shoulders up. They throw a left hook to your stomach, a right hook to your back. They try to come over the top with the right hand. He do the same shit every time. Every time. Like, so that's the reason why he couldn't set him up, because he knew it was coming. He just wasn't good enough to capitalize off it. But guess who would be good enough to capitalize off it? Not just Mell Charlo, even though people don't realize Demetrius Andre is actually skilled. If David Benavidez can't knock out Demetrius Andre, don't be surprised if he wins by a decision. I know we ain't come here to talk about that, but I had to speak on that. I had to speak on that, man. But at the end of the day, man, I believe if boxing doesn't force Canelo to fight Jermall Charlo, he never will. It don't take this long to fight nobody. Mm-hmm. It don't take this long to fight anybody. You know what I'm saying? He never will.
I'm motivated now again. I can't believe this shit happened. YouTube remonetized me. That shit I just went on this. I was trying to put in the tags and this shit said, congratulations, you're monetized again. I don't know how that shit happened. That shit fucking happened. Oh well.
Did you put in for remonetization?
Yeah, I put in for the review. I put in for another re-review, and then the shit said that I'm monetized now. So now I'm motivated to do some content now. So I just wanted to share that. So
and now that you did that, well, I'm gonna see. Cause first, I'm gonna see if they fuck with me.
Yeah, just go ahead and do it, bro. I did it with fingers crossed. I said, watch, these motherfuckers not gonna monitor because they denied me 2 times straight. So look like they approved me this time. I don't know if it's because the information I sent. But here's the fucking problem with all that shit. Now I have to go back on all of our lives and turn on the monetization. But I hate when they do that shit. Why don't they just turn that shit on automatically? Motherfuckers, man.
Well, you just gotta take an hour of your time and just
I'm gonna do
click,
that.
click.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, man. I already started doing some of that because I'm starting to put the tags in on this live. So now I'm motivated again. That's what I was waiting on, because what people don't realize is they be fucking me and Ross over, man, with this shit. Because we just too real. We too real ass niggas, man. But I'm not gonna hold my breath.
And
I'll see how long this shit lasts.
And I low key don't mind it at all. And if my subscribers start donating Cash Apping me, I wouldn't give a fuck at all.
Yeah,
because
I wouldn't give a fuck at all either.
Now I know I can post whatever I want to post, and they gonna show me love.
Yep.
And I got 4,000. So if I got 4,000, if I just got let's say 100 motherfuckers come on there and Cash at me $10 or $5 at the least, I'm solid. That's all I need.
Yeah. Right now, I would have probably been the way that I was going, because I was going in the zone. I probably would have been like close to 10,000 right now. Remember, everything I was doing was like at that moment was over 1K views. But I'm the type of dude. Ross knows that about me. I'm the type of dude, and Ross is like that too. But people don't have the skill set we have. When we see something's not productive to us, we'll scrap. We don't care if it's successful to y'all. We'll scrap whatever we're doing because we're not feeling like it's benefiting us. We'll scrap it in that moment just to start from scratch.
And that's why I say that's why I ain't say nothing, because I didn't want you to stop. But I was like, if he rebuts, I ain't gonna be able to rebut back, because that's something I would do.
Yeah.
So I want you to keep going.
Productive. It's not. It wasn't productive. These dudes wasn't donating to motivate, and then on top of that, I'm not being monetized. So it was like, what the fuck? I'm doing free work, man. Fuck y'all. Right. That's what I said. You know, and see, we're over here in live. We're authentic. So if y'all can't take our authentic ways, that's y'all ass. But we're authentic over here. Over here, we're giving you guys a product and a service that nobody else is giving you guys. So we expect that with that rare and that special product that we're giving you guys, it comes with the fact that you guys show us the love and you guys donate to motivate. We appreciate the donations that we've been getting after the fact, because that's really the lifeline of what's been carrying us on, that people are actually going after the fact and donating. So, but if that wasn't happening, we probably would have been like, you know what? Starve these motherfuckers, man. We don't play. Mm-hmm. Me and Ross at this level now, we don't play, because we give you guys such a product that you guys need to appreciate. And if you guys don't appreciate the product, we'll take the product away from you. I've seen him do that with the snowfall. If the product, if we're giving you a level of service that's not, and you guys are not appreciating the level of service, we'll take the level of service from you. That's the way it works.
Somebody
appreciate the level of service so that way you could be good to go. What'd you say, bro?
Is there a? Cause I want to make sure, because you know me, man. I'm not trying to hide nothing from nobody. Mm-hmm. Is there a B Arnold in the chat right now? That's in this chat.
B Arnold. The only person I seen who posted
a Robert Arnold. A Robert. I'm saying a Robert. Yeah, B Brazen. So I got to split this cash out with you, because he sent it to me. I always tell him to send it to you, because I got cash apps coming from other places. I don't be knowing.
Gotcha.
He sent it to me, and it's $30. So I owe you $15.
All right, appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, I owe you $15.
Appreciate it.
Matter of fact, put the banner up right now.
All right, I'm gonna put that motherfucker up right now.
Yeah.
Boom. There you go.
All right, I'm about to send you your portion right now. But anyway, we appreciate all this. We appreciate all this because.
Oh, he said, hold on. Let me see if he sent that shit to me too.
Oh, okay. He sent one.
Oh, you good. You ain't got to send it to me. He sent it to me too.
Sent it both. Okay.
The both of us. So you good.
And for future reference, just send it all to him because he split it up. Because I be having shit coming from other sources, and I might shortchange him, and I might not always be as sharp as I am now. If I'd have been 2 cups in, I would have just been.
Now we know your name. So now we know your government name. B Brazy's government name is what? Robert Arnold.
Yeah, appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, Robert Arnold.
Appreciate you, bro.
That's a masculine name, by the way. Most niggas be having sissy ass names, so that's a masculine name, by the way.
Whenever a motherfucker, whether it be they bought my book, they support a live stream, whatever. Whenever, like I tell y'all on my channel, man, whenever y'all spend your hard-earned money with me, it's appreciated because you could be spending with anybody, and most black people don't spend their money with other black people.
Yeah,
so I appreciate that to the fullest, man. For real.
Yeah, and we're not doing this shit for free, man. At the end of the day, we're doing this. We're giving you guys a service, so services need to be rendered, in terms of the services that we give. So anybody else that's listening, follow Robert Arnold's lead because he set the tone, and donate to motivate, man. Y'all see the banners. Y'all got the Venmo, Ross's Venmo. Y'all got my Cash App. Donate to motherfucking motivate, man, so that we can keep doing what we got to do because we want to keep bringing you guys these lives, but you guys have to motivate us through your donation so that we can keep doing what we got to do for y'all.
And another thing, if you donating like that, because that's $40. Yeah. If you donating like that, man, get what he knows. He'll send you the link, and you can get 5 minutes off your chest of what you feel about this Canelo shit. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. And we won't have no problems giving you that. We don't have no problems giving you that because we feel that you participating to the cause.
Exactly.
You showing us respect. So because you showing us respect, we got to turn around and show y'all respect too.
And the reason why we got to keep it to 5 minutes because if you give niggas an unlimited time spot, some niggas are very long-winded, bro, and they'll end up talking about their baby mamas and all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta give niggas 5 minutes just to get their shit off. They be like, all right, you know what I mean? Like kind of when you listen to the radio, they don't let them talk for a long time.
$10 Cash App. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna split that with Ross. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah, man. So, but at the end of the day, I just don't believe Canelo desires to fight the best of the. He never has. I don't believe, but this Canelo's career shows you just how much boxing is fake. Yep. You see how they fought Floyd all the way. No matter what Floyd did, it was never enough. But Canelo don't have to fight anybody that's relevant and that's a threat to him, and he could get all this praise.
Yep. And here's the thing. Mell Charlo, now we can really go in because y'all made the donations hefty out the gate. So now y'all gonna get some hefty information out the gate. Now, Ross, this is what we go into interview mode because we talked about this shit from the boxing live.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that. Let's get it.
Mell Charlo says making the most money is career focus now. Now let's get into it. Mell Charlo says his career focus now is getting the most money he can. And he says it's not satisfying to fight the winner of the Tim Shue versus Brian Mendoza fight to recapture his 154-pound undisputed championship. Ross, what is your take on that shit?
Put in consideration. Marathon Man says salute to He Knows and Tom Ross, the realest. Appreciate you. Put in consideration he already ducked Tim Shue.
That's Marquise that be sending them cash apps right there.
Appreciate you, bro. Put in consideration that he already ducked Tim Shue. That lets me know that he's now moved out of the competitive, I'm trying to be the best, so I'm trying to be paid. And this is the reason why I hate how they cover Floyd. Because Floyd was always doing both at the same time. And y'all ridicule Floyd for doing that. But y'all allow people to openly say they're not trying to be the best at all, and all they care about is being paid. Floyd always said after Floyd became the lineal champion in 4 different weight classes, he always said, "I'm fighting the best fighter for the best money." That's respectable. The best fighter for the best money. These niggas don't want to fight the best fighter. They just want to fight for the best money.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't respect that at all, man. Because what people don't realize is when you're born in the 80s, you are born in a pivotal time. You're born, if you ask me, that was America's, the 80s was for us, for black people, the 50s was the America's prime for white people. But the 80s was the America's prime for us because we never had money like that, even though it was illegal. We never had money like that. It was the best movies. It was the best music, the 80s and the 90s, right? We seen the best athletes, the 80s and the 90s. Everything was at its top notch. So I seen the best of the best. I was a little ass boy when Hagler and them was fighting, but I knew who they were. I seen the best of the best, man. You can't sit here and tell me that Canelo's trying to be the best. And even though I like Charlo got to step it up too because Jermall supposed to fight Andre by now. None of these guys really putting in the work they supposed to be putting in, man. And some of that's due to Canelo being a duck. But once you see a nigga ducking you, you got to fight the next best thing. You can't just keep waiting on him. But him saying that lets me know what I always thought about him. I always thought Jermell was a fraud. Always. And I have people like, man, that's a brother sticking for that brother. Man, I love my brothers, man, but I don't love them to the point where I won't be honest about them.
Anytime the LDBC get around a black dude, you got to question them because their motives is to always get around the least path of resistance, sneaky, shisty, snakery type of dude because that dude fits their personality. So they're going to get behind that dude. You always got to question it. Because now look at this. Now that he's down in his luck and needy, wait, first and foremost, weren't you an undisputed champion at 154? How did you come down on your luck and needy? You know why? Because it's called being greedy. Greedy turns into needy. When you greedy, you become needy. You become down on your luck. It says Jermell says he's returning to 154, but he may find himself with zero options for him to get the massive payday. The reason why is because that's why Terrence Crawford could say out of his own rabbit-ass mouth, you're off my hit list. Because he saw that you were basically what they call that, a mat. You was basically a mat prepared to be slaughtered for the slaughter. You were a lapdog. You basically laid the fuck down to get the shit beaten out of you. But he may find himself with zero options for him to get the massive payday that he just enjoyed last Saturday night in his one-sided 12-round unanimous decision defeat at the hands of undisputed super middleweight champion Canelo Alvarez. Salute to Terry Thomas for the $10 cash app, by the way. Appreciate you. So y'all coming correct today. He said Jermell on Skid Row. Terrence Crawford, the guy that Jermell wants at 154, was so disgusted by his lack of effort against Canelo that he said he's no longer on my hit list. Let me tell you something. Boxers know, because they're in a small fraternity, they know when you're not trying, man. They know when you just there just to fight, man. They know when they were watching a sparring match. Nobody came to the Canelo and Charlo fight to see a sparring match. They came to see an actual fucking fight. You know, Jermell would have been respected more if he got knocked the fuck out, trying hard in that fight.
Because that was supposed to happen.
Coming in and just laying down like a fucking lapdog. Everybody saw that shit.
Everybody knew that Canelo bring you up 2 weight classes, that he brought you up to knock you out. Yep. And this is the reason why he's not getting the respect he deserves. But you're not getting the respect you deserve because he did not knock you out because you was that skillful. He didn't knock you out because you ain't even trying to fight.
You were surviving.
You let Canelo turn you into the black Mikey Garcia.
Actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. Mikey Garcia looked more brave and surviving than him. He looked like a bitch out there, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Mikey had his hand up. Mikey had his hand up. Even though Earl was pumping on this motherfucker, Mikey had his hand up like this. Jermell was like a bitch, bro. Jermell just didn't exchange at all. You know how they always say that term when they say Floyd be running? No, that running rule applies to Mell Charlo. Jermell was actually running. Jermell didn't want to fucking exchange, bro, at all.
That's why I give Kell Brook, even though it was an advanced duck, I give Kell Brook so much props by how he handled himself against Triple G. Kell Brook was naturally bigger. He would have beat Triple G.
Yep.
He was whooping Triple G ass before Triple G stopped him, man. Yep. Kell Brook was old Triple G ass when Triple G stopped him, bro.
Exactly.
Charlo is naturally bigger than Kell Brook, and he was struggling like, bro.
And let's debunk this, Ross. See, people are saying Mel took a dive for dough, bro. Mel's not fire like that to be taking a dive. Mel was scared of getting knocked out. Y'all need to stop saying he took a dive. He came in for a payday, but he was also scared to get knocked out because
taking a dive is when you
felt Canelo's power. He could tell he was not on that level, so he ain't take no dive.
Taking a dive is when you can beat somebody and don't.
Yep.
He never could beat him. That's why he was chosen.
Yes.
Now I see the reason why I'm not upset because I see what you're trying to say. Basically, you're trying to say the fight was fugazi. Fight was fugazi. The whole point of him choosing Mell Charlo was fugazi. Yep. He chose it because he knew he could beat him. True indeed. But you're not taking a dive if you was going to lose the fight anyway.
Okay, now you're talking, CJ H. He said he didn't want to get KO in front of the hood. In front of the hood boys and his wife. Facts. Right. Yeah, because his wife, I ain't gonna lie, that was a bad looking motherfucker. She would have left his ass that night.
That's the thing. That's another thing.
Would have left his ass that night. Some of these women don't play, boy.
Motherfuckers need to start learning how to choose their women. Because a good woman gonna be by you whether you get your ass up or not, man. She's gonna be by your side, man.
Yep.
If you so afraid to look embarrassed in front of your woman, you need a new woman, man. You supposed to be able to fart in front of your bitch. You supposed to be able to look bad, have a bad night drinking. She clapped to clean you up. It shouldn't have to come to that, but if she do have to do that, you should be comfortable doing that, knowing that's your bride. If you worried about if you take an L, if you get embarrassed, your bitch gonna cheat on you and leave you, you gotta get rid of her, man.
Wrong motherfucker, man. You were the wrong motherfucker.
You were the wrong one, man.
And she's technically still not gonna leave you. You don't even need to be afraid because she knows that's the biggest payday of your career, even though you get embarrassed. So she really wasn't gonna leave you. So you should have just went all out any damn ways. Should have went out any fucking ways. That's why I understand what Mel didn't go out any fucking ways, dog.
Yeah, people not understanding. Mel wasn't chosen to compete. He was chosen to be the placeholder for him having to fight Jermall Charlo.
He was chosen to resurrect Canelo Alvarez.
And the resurrection.
Look what they talking about right now with Canelo. He outclassed. He outboxed. Canelo's back. I knew these Mexican community fan base motherfuckers was gonna say that shit. Canelo's back, man. Canelo's the face of boxing. Canelo's this. Canelo's that.
You outclass somebody that you 2 weight classes above.
Yep.
How does that make sense?
How does that make sense?
You're supposed to totally dominate somebody you 2 weight classes above.
And then they say it was undisputed. You see how they fuck with fight fans' minds? Didn't they say it was undisputed versus undisputed? Did Jermell lose any belts? Nope. No. We told niggas that these niggas he wasn't gonna lose no fucking belts, man.
He lost a belt, but not to Canelo. He lost a belt to the WBO because the WBO said if you don't fight Tim Tszyu, we're gonna strip you.
And that's what he lost the fucking belt. Right. But check this out. It said if Crawford doesn't change his mind, which he's not, because Crawford is contractually obligated to spend, so Crawford don't have no power to change his mind, period. That's just fucking hearsay. That essentially limits Jermell's choices at 154 to these fighters. You know who I want to see Jermell fight next? And I wouldn't mind if he knocked his ass out. Because the list is Tim Tszyu, we know he's going to duck him. Brian Mendoza, he's going to duck that dude. Eric Lubin, he doesn't need to fight him because he knocked him out. We don't want to see that again. But here's the fourth person on the list. And I would love to see this. And if his ass knock out Mell Charlo, I would be laughing. It says Jerron Boots Ennis. Now, if that shit were to happen where he fights Boots at 154 and Boots make a name off this nigga, woo, Mel, that won't be the last Mel will hear from me, bro. That would not be the last.
I keep telling niggas, man, don't be surprised if Mell Charlo, you heard it from me. Don't be surprised. Hey, man, remember where you heard this shit from. Don't be surprised Mell Charlo become the next Adrian Broner.
Yes.
Complaining about
you heard
the
that
PBC.
first year from Rossi on this platform. and you're going to hear this first from me on this platform. Don't be surprised if Mell Charlo becomes the next Sean Porter in terms of being a gatekeeper for 154. It looks like he's going to become the new glorified gatekeeper. That's what it's primed to be right now. And I'm starting to see it. How do you go from undisputed at 154 to now you're a bona fide gatekeeper? That right there tells me you have fallen. And this is what it also tells me. God don't like ugly. See, when you do ugly and you are a malicious person, you are a snakery person, you always get what you deserve. That's why now Big Charlo's looking like a heavyweight right now. Because now Big Charlo has to come in and clean up your mess. Because Big Charlo just said his children are being bullied in school. How come our uncle got beat up by Canelo Alvarez? See, this is what you did, Mel. You brought shame to the Charlo name. Ooh, that sounds like it rhymed. You brought shame to the Charlo's name.
Yes, sir.
So now Big Charlo got to come in and clean up Little Charlo's mess. That's fucked up, man.
Yes, indeed, man. Well, here's what if Boston want to save it, if Boston want to save themselves, they had to put away the politics for at least 5 years, and in every weight class, the top fighters in the weight class need to do Super Sixes.
Yep.
For the next 5 years, bro.
So basically, Andre Ward their ass.
You can have a fight. You can have a fight that you want to fight, but every year for the next 5 years, you got to participate in one Super Six in your weight class.
You know, everybody ain't Andre Ward. Now you separating the weak from the strong right there, boy.
But that's how you're going to get everybody back into boxing.
Yep.
One Super Six every weight class. After that fight, you start preparing for the next fight.
Hey, man, that's a perfect idea. You heard it here first from Ross, man. Y'all motherfuckers start hearing other motherfuckers, other content creators start saying that shit. Make sure y'all give brick by brick, aka Tom Ross, the credit for initially saying it today.
And this needs to go on so there's at least one undisputed or lineal champion that's universally known as a champion in each weight class, and then you can go from there. Well, as long as everybody's able to just pick who they want to pick, avoid obvious fights they're supposed to take, there's no way Canelo should have been able to duck an undisputed fight. Who does that? There's
no way that he shouldn't have been. Okay, Jermall's not available right now. David Benavidez was an easy fight to be made because David Benavidez is PBC.
Right.
That's easy.
If you can't make that fight, then just retire.
Yes.
But if
now let's go even further in the interview portion here. It says Jermell's performance against Canelo was so bad that it would be impossible to put his next fight on Showtime pay-per-view. Now you got Steven Espinoza questioning you against any of the available fighters without Crawford. Now you got Al Heyman doing what Al Heyman does best. Al Heyman lets fighters hang themselves when these fighters don't understand how to control themselves. And that's what Mel's doing. He's becoming the next Adrian Broner because he's getting beside himself.
Ridiculously.
Yeah. It says if Jermell stayed at 168, he'd be useful. He'd be a useful trial horse for the youngsters David Benavidez or David Morrell Jr. to bat around in the ring, get practice, and add his pelt to their collection. There would be money for Jermell fighting Benavidez or Caleb Plant, but he'd get the shit beaten out of him. It says the outcome obviously would be bad for Jermell, but it would be just as poor as if he returns to 154. This is where we're bringing it back to, and put his hide on the line for the winner versus Tim Shue versus Brian Mendoza fight. The reason why we're holding Mell Charlo's feet to the fire is because Jermell ducked Tim Shue, and you boxing fans didn't call him out on that shit. Because you're not undisputed until you defend your undisputed, bro. You're not a champion unless you defend your championship. You don't just win and then say, I'm this. No, you win and then you defend. And then once you defend, you're a certified winner.
And here's the thing, man. Here's the thing that a lot of people are missing when it comes to this shit.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why we're getting on Mell Charlo the way we're getting on him is because if we're going to be respected, and if there's a standard, and if we hold Canelo to the standard, and if we hold all these white motherfuckers to the standard, and everybody else, we got to hold black people to the standard as well.
Facts.
They're the same standard that we was holding. Canelo would get Triple G. Well, Triple G was ducking. It's the same standard, man. So we got to hold Mell Charlo to that same standard. And the facts is this: Mell Charlo only took that fight to keep his brother from getting the fight.
Yep.
That was his motivation. So he get what he deserves. This is what he deserves. What people don't understand is Al Heyman doesn't go back and forth with people. Nope. He allows you enough rope to hang yourself. I'm quite sure throughout his tenure with Floyd, they have done things to get on each other's nerves. And I'm quite sure Floyd has done things to get on Al Heyman's nerves. But you want to know why Floyd still Floyd? Because Floyd could get on your nerves. And you have to honor that to a certain degree because Floyd generate money.
Yep.
When you generate $200-something million just for yourself, $1 billion fight for everybody to eat off of.
Yep.
That because people don't understand, it ain't just the tickets, it's alcohol sales, it's food sales, it's the door, it's the pay-per-view.
Yep.
It's the hotels. They get a piece of all that shit. Floyd could do and say shit other boxers can't.
Yep.
These guys want to act like Floyd to be talk crazy, but they don't back it up.
Yep.
Because if Floyd would have fought Canelo, Floyd would have won that fight if he was Mell Charlo. Jermell would have moved up, and now all it looks like is advanced duck. You ducked Tim Tszyu.
That's exactly what he did. He did duck Tim Tszyu. He ducked him, man.
Because you got up there, then you trying to win.
Nope.
So you was basically out there just to make sure that your brother don't get the fight. Because you worried about your brother being bigger than you.
Yep.
That shit's sad.
Let's be honest. He didn't want to give a fighter that was better than Brian Castano and Tony Harrison a fight, knowing that this guy could. Because let's be honest, Tim Tszyu has knockout power. He can legitimately knock him out. And he's a harder fight than those soft touches he had with Tony Harrison and Brian Castano. And he struggled in those damn fights. So we know Tim Tszyu would have put it to him. Plus, let's be honest here. It says here, fighting Tim Tszyu would bring in the Australians pay-per-view dough, but it's not a match that will sell in the U.S. Especially given how bad Jermell looked against Canelo. I just follow the plans and fight whoever, said Mell Charlo when asked at the post-fight press conference. Clearly, you're not doing that. If he wants to fight the winner of Tim Tszyu versus Brian Mendoza fight to regain his undisputed 154 championship next. So now you have to regain your undisputed. That goes to what Ross was saying. You lost that status because you went up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo. Was it even worth it? What did you gain off of that?
Here's another thing. The spirit of boxing is leaving, and they'll do nothing quick. They're going to be surpassed. Now, right now, 10 years ago, they were capping. But now, UFC, MMA would legit have a chance to surpass boxing, and we don't get a hold of this shit.
Facts.
The spirit of boxing is leaving.
Yep.
Okay, you went up. Let's say you dare to be great. Let's say that I'm gonna take the premise that you did all this shit in good faith. You just wanted to be great. You wanted to fight Canelo. You lost. Now the thing to do is to come back and fight Tim Tszyu.
Yep.
That's how you regain yourself. You don't fight Tim Tszyu, then you're spitting in the face of boxing at this point.
Yep.
Because what did Cassius Clay do? What did Muhammad Ali do when they took his title from him? He didn't rest until he got his title shot and got his shit back.
But this is why he won't fight Tim Tszyu, because he said it would be a mistake for Jermell to fight Tim Tszyu and Mendoza winner because those guys punch too hard and would do a number on him. Tszyu hits just as hard as Canelo. This is why he ducked him. He hits just as hard as Canelo, but with better work rate and punch variety. Now imagine what Canelo was doing to Mell, but with better work rate and punch variety. That means Jermell would have been knocked the fuck out. Clearly would have been knocked the fuck out. And that's Tim Tszyu right there.
But it's better, but these fighters don't realize is if you fight the people you're supposed to fight, you could get the big fights down the line.
Yep.
But when you sacrifice to get that big fight and then you lose, your career never the same again. It's kind of like Kell Brook. Kelvin
Yep.
was supposed to fight Errol Spence when he in the beginning.
Yep.
He tries to duck him. He goes up and takes damage that that his body wasn't prepared to take.
Not necessarily needing to take.
That he didn't need to take. Now you damage. Now you fight Errol Spence, and now you get more damage because Errol Spence hits like a 150, 160 pounder himself. You should have took that fight first. Now you get the respect for taking that fight first. Now look at him. He had it in his career. Well, his career isn't ended, but it might as well be ended early because you want to go around shit. These guys want to go around shit, man.
And this is why I tell people, do not take these dare to be great fights. I was at Buffalo Wild Wings on last Saturday watching the fight because I got invited by this homeboy for a little boxing party or whatever. And I said that. I said, dare to be great these days is dare to be stupid.
Right.
Who has won in these recent daring to be greats? These guys are clearly going up for a money grab, but it shortens their boxing career that's already short in of itself. Because in boxing, you take damage. If you're not Floyd Mayweather you're going to be taking damage anyways. And then you go take fights that's going to inflict even way more damage than what you're supposed to take. You're shortening your career because of what? A money grab? It's not fucking worth it.
Not worth it.
And it says here, if Jermell took that fight, he'd likely be knocked out and his days of chasing money fights would be finished. Given the high risk involved with fighting Shu, the management for Jermell will steer him away from that danger and try to persuade Crawford to change his mind. That's kind of interesting. Charlo only wants money fights. It's all about being great. I'm already a legend in boxing. No, you're not a legend in boxing. You're talking out your ass. Hopefully, y'all put me in the Hall of Fame. I don't know who the hell controls that, but I deserve it. You don't deserve shit. The way that you was going to deserve your Hall of Fame is by you fighting Tim Shu and defending your undisputed champion. Now you can come back to the drawing board and say, you know what? At that weight class, I not only got undisputed, but I defended the undisputed. But you didn't even do that. So how can we even sit here and say that you're a legend when you're not even doing legendary shit that a boxer's supposed to do?
I believe he'll slide in the Hall of Fame. But people don't realize this. Hall of Fame don't necessarily mean you're a legend in the sport. It's two different things. Like, if you ask me, there's levels in the Hall of Fame. Like, Reggie Miller is in the Hall of Fame. And don't get me wrong, he's an iconic player. But Reggie Miller and Michael Jordan are in two different levels.
Yeah, there's levels to this shit.
Reggie Miller had the 90s. He had from 1993 to 1998 in the chokehold as far as clutchability, but he's not legendary like Jordan, right? So there's a difference between a legendary and being a Hall of Fame player. He might slide in the Hall of Fame, but you're not a legend, right? Because Floyd Mayweather Jr. is a legend, right? Pernell Whitaker is a legend. You know what I'm saying? Floyd, fucking Bernard Hopkins, to a lesser degree, but let me up it up. Marvin Hagler, that's a legend, right? So are you on those guys' levels now because you're scared to fight? Marvin Hagler, when I had left 154, until he totally dominated 154.
Yep. And it's very clear that he is scared in those aspects because right here, he's telling you, Charlo only wants money fights. It's about being great. I don't know how he keeps saying that word when he's missing the memo of what that word even means. And I'm already a legend in boxing. Hopefully, y'all put me in the Hall of Fame. I don't know who the hell controls that, but I deserve it. It's about fighting the best fights and making the most money. The second part of what you're saying is true about making the most money. At this point in my life and career, said Jermell when asked if he wants to regain his undisputed champion at 154. But here's where you could tell he's ducking. He tells it to you very clearly, but in what we call slick, deceptive word language right here. He said, so fighting Brian Mendoza or Shu, it's not as satisfying. I'll listen to my coaches and follow the plans of my management, said Mell. Not as satisfying.
What does that mean?
That's a deceptive, slick way of saying that you're going to duck them.
You're going to duck them. But you want to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Now, if you would have won this fight, and you became undisputed at 168, you want to say, hopefully you made the Hall of Fame. You would know you're going to the Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
But you lost this fight. So that means the next step should automatically be, let me become a 2-time undisputed champion by beating this nigga.
Exactly.
But you're not even thinking about it?
Yep.
The wrong Charlo got the opportunity. I don't like that, man.
And here's the thing. This goes to the interview. Now we're going to the actual interview. This is the one that Ross wanted, the Eddie Hearn. Canelo versus Mell Charlo dead now after Jermell's performance. Okay. It speaks to what Ross just said, because you see, the name Charlo is synonymous with both Jermall and Jermell. Why? Because they're twins. Twins share a symbiotic relationship. The way God created twins is, even though they're two different individuals, they operate under one entity. That's what makes them unique. That's why they're twins. So when one twin does something that directly affects the other twin has to deal with the brunt of it. Look at what Jermall just said. My children are coming home to me crying, saying Canelo Alvarez beat up our uncle and we are being bullied by that.
Exactly.
That's directly affecting him now.
Exactly.
Because his brother was greedy.
Let me get a quick set.
Yes.
Yeah.
His brother was greedy. His brother was, how should I say the word? Not looking at the bigger picture here. You've already accomplished something. You already accomplished supposedly 154, right? Undisputed. Be satisfied with what you do at your weight class. Why now you have to come in and try to reign on your brother's affairs? You know your brother's been wanting to fight Canelo for 10 years. Canelo has ducked your brother for 10 years. We are in the calendar year of 2023. Canelo has ducked Mell Charlo since 2013.
Exactly.
10 fucking years. And like your book right there, that is synonymous. And y'all need to go and cop that book, by the way. Brick by brick. Let me put the banner up. That tells you where you can go and get that book. Boom. Y'all need to go ahead and make sure y'all go ahead and cop the book, man. At the end of the day, cop that shit. It's on Amazon. The link is down there, so you guys can go ahead and cop it, man. But the biggest thing is, what pisses me off about it is Eddie Hearn says Canelo Alvarez and Mell Charlo is dead now thanks to the dreadful survival-oriented performance from his twin brother Jermell last Saturday night at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Now, Ross, I have the interview on this. What do you think Eddie Hearn is basically saying? What is his motive behind this?
He's trying to shoot down. He's trying to shoot down any.
Why you do that? Let me make.
He's trying to shoot down any inclination of Mell Charlo getting a fight with Canelo. Eddie Hearn the whole time has been trying to protect Triple G and Canelo from fighting any super athletic, any slick black fighters. They didn't mind Canelo fighting against Jermell because Jermell was undersized. They knew Jermell wasn't going to be able to hurt Canelo. But they don't want him fighting Andre. They don't want him fighting Benavidez. They don't want him fighting the real Charlo, the big Charlo. So that was Eddie Hearn setting it up and sitting on the Mell Charlo fight. But he may have, because he wasn't very specific, he may have opened the door for where Canelo has no choice but to fight Benavidez. And that's where you fucked up at him. But yeah, but make no mistake about it. That whole passage that you just read, that's him trying to downplay and shit on the Mell Charlo fight.
Interesting you said that, because now we go even further to talk about this, because it says Hearn thinks that boxing fans won't be interested in seeing middleweight Jermall. Mind you, his record speaks for itself. 32-0, 22 KOs, be used as the next opponent for Canelo to fight after the way Jermell phoned in his performance in his one-sided 12-round unanimous decision loss. What do you think Hearn's trying to say with that?
Like I said, they're trying to eliminate the possibility of Canelo fighting the actual fight we want to see.
Yep.
You notice certain people in boxing are protected. They don't have to fight certain fighters.
Yep.
When Anthony Joshua had all the belts besides the WBC, nobody pushed for him to fight Deontay Wilder. It wasn't even brought up.
Yeah, he was protected.
When Tyson Fury had all the belts, nobody pushed for him to fight Deontay Wilder. They were protected.
Yep. That's why I think, you know who I think? That's why I think Usyk. That's one white boy I think, because he exposed Joshua, boy. He beat his ass. Joshua can never run away from that ass whooping because he got that shit back to back. Right. His shit was more credible to Joshua than Tyson Fury could ever be Deontay Wilder, because there was no drugs, no none. Now that was just a straight ass whooping. He got whooped twice.
And in Deontay Wilder fights, to his credit, you could possibly say Deontay Wilder knocked out Tyson Fury twice, man.
Yes.
2 different fights.
Because in the first fight, it was very clear he knocked him out. The second fight, he dropped, how many times he dropped Tyson Fury? Like
twice.
4 times?
Twice.
Damn.
Deontay Wilder went out how you supposed to go out.
Exactly.
Solid. So that's why he could still. That's why he could still make money. If I was Deontay Wilder, I'll just start fighting whoever's available, knocking them out, going viral again until these motherfuckers got to get in the ring with me.
And if I'm Deontay Wilder, the smart play is take the Andy Ruiz, humble yourself, take the Andy Ruiz fight, and then call out the winner of Tyson Fury and Usyk. Hopefully Usyk beats Fury, because then you could call out Usyk and make that fight. That fight would be, because Usyk is the type of person you could tell he ain't ducking no smoke. You can make that fight with you immediately, and then you could regain your status.
Yeah,
that's the way to regain it. That's what I would do if I'm Deontay Wilder, and then I would regain my status immediately.
I got a feeling Deontay Wilder may fall into a position where he regained his status, because the way his status was taken was cheating. You know what I'm saying? But he might get a chance.
You very well may be right, and if that happens, we're gonna salute that brother for regaining his status. Something has to be said for when you lose something and you regain it back. That speaks volume of the type of individual you are and your mental fortitude. That speaks volumes to me. If you're able to lose something and regain it back, then you can appreciate it when you regain it, and you're gonna do everything in your power to make sure you keep it.
Yep.
You're just not gonna go into bad habits and shit like that. But here's where Eddie Earn fucked up, and I want to know your take on this. He said this is the problem when you're hating on one person, like Eddie Hearn is hating on Al Haymon. This is what you tend to do. He said choosing Jermell was a stupid move on PBC's part. What the fuck did PBC got to do with that?
Right.
As this guy had been swerving Tim Shue and had struggled in the past with soft opponents like Tony Harrison and Brian Castano. That part is true. But why is it? Well, what does it have? What does that have to do with it being a stupid move on PBC's part?
You want to know why he said that? Because when he deals with fighters, he chooses who they fight. So he automatically suspects that Al Haymon chooses the fights.
Exactly.
And Bob Arum and him and Golden Boy, they choose the fights for the fighters.
Deep. That was deep and profound.
And why you think Golden Boy got mad at them? Got mad at Mike. What's his name? Ryan Garcia for fighting Tank Davis. They did not choose that fight. They didn't want that fight. So when he lost, there was a next to him like they're supposed to be at the podium. They never wanted that fight because they choose. But Al Haymon, you're your own promoter. You choose. I make sure you get the best deal as possible.
Exactly.
I give you sound judgment. You can either take or you can leave, but you're choosing the fight. Canelo chose Mell Charlo.
Yep. I'm glad you said that, because niggas put so much feelings into business, not realizing business is not personal.
Not personal.
And Al Haymon's not going to sit there, and people think Al Haymon is being diabolical and fucking these guys' careers up. And that's what being an advisor is all about. I advise you, but at the same time, you make your decision. It's just like the prophets of old, like Prophet Nathan, Prophet Samuel. I advise you as King David. I advise you as King Solomon. But at the end of the day, you gonna make the damn decision.
Yep. King David was the leader. Solomon was the leader from the tribe of Benjamin. King David was the tribe of Judah.
Yep.
And after Judah's been the royal leaders ever since. But Nathan, Sam, these guys were the prophets. So while they didn't necessarily know how to lead men, they had a direct communication with the Most High.
Yep.
So they could advise you, or they could come in and they could cut through the BS and be like, bro,
Yep.
you not on your shit.
Yep.
And I'm just saying to tell you need to get on your shit, because if you continue the course you on, it's gonna be smoke for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
you're gonna be like the anointing gonna be removed.
and because Samuel didn't listen. I mean, Saul didn't listen. So you see how he ended. Because David, you could correct David.
Yep.
David would be like, "Oh, you right. Yeah, I'm out of pocket."
Yeah.
But
I see why he was your favorite king, man. David knew how to. He knew how to be remorseful, boy.
David never became a king. David never became a king. To his core, because he never became a person that couldn't be told he was wrong.
Exactly.
Most kings get to a point where you can't tell them anything.
That's deep. You just preached and teach that one, boy. That's deep.
So
that's why he's the greatest king, man. Because
David was a king here
Floyd
only.
Mayweather mentality, dog.
David was a king.
Like he was more than what he was.
David was a king here only. He was never a king here.
Yep.
He always was just a warrior here. Like, and the warriors know they could be wrong, they could be right. You know what I'm saying? But
I could draw that simile with Floyd. Floyd was always TBE here, but he was a boxer here. That motherfucker trained like he was broke every fucking fight. That's why that nigga never lost.
Like he was broke. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. The problem is these boxers nowadays, they all want. They never understood what Floyd is, and that's the principle of boxing as an organization. They want you to always be perplexed and always be second guessing the Jack Johnsons and the Floyds, because they had such a success they wasn't supposed to have. They don't want you to reduplicate that success. They don't want you to relive that success. So what they do is they make it cumbersome. They make it difficult for you to understand, and they make you want to be at odds with this higher level guy, so you don't understand his mental. If people understand Floyd's mental, they wouldn't make Mell Charlo wouldn't be moving up to fight Canelo. He would dominate his weight class, and if he moved up to fight at 160, he'll move up the fight 160, not 168. And it'll be somebody whom the people want to see him fight. No one wanted to see him fight Mell Charlo.
Facts.
Why you think the fight only did 500, 600,000?
Facts.
Those two names only do 500, 600,000? Because they was only able to trick 600,000 people, basically.
Exactly.
That's the reason why I only did 600,000. Canelo at this point is supposed to be doing at least $1 million every time he fight. Pay-per-view.
Minimum mil. To be a face, minimum. To be compared to Floyd Mayweather, minimum, especially at this point of your career. Because at this point of Floyd's career, everything was a milli. And the only thing that wasn't a milli, because it was his swan song going away, was Andre Berto. But everything was a milli plus.
At least.
At least.
This point of Canelo's career, it's supposed to be at least $1 million.
Yep.
What's going on, bro? Because you're not fighting who you're supposed to fight.
But it's what we said. Canelo Alvarez is a cash earner, not a cash cow. He don't generate, man. And people got to understand that for what it is. And then he said,
I think in economics it's a cash cow. It's a star. There's two other things. Canelo's really a star. Because he's not even really a cash cow, because he's not even meeting the level where he's supposed to be at.
Exactly.
He's a boxing star. He's a star talent. He gets a $50 million payday. But at this point in his career, and if he's supposed to be pushing the genre forward, because Mike Tyson had it, and then Roy Jones had it for a little bit, and then Floyd pushed it forward. It regressed under Canelo.
Regressed.
Why did it regress? Because give Roy Jones all the bullshit you want, because he did lose a lot of big fights, and he deserved all it, but at least he fought those motherfuckers.
Exactly. At least he pushed it.
At least he fought them. At least Oscar De La Hoya got in there with them.
Yep.
Oscar De La Hoya had it for a minute too. At least he got in there with them.
Yep.
Canelo, the reason why he's not getting paid the way he's supposed to, because Canelo not jumping in the ring with the people he's supposed to fight.
Yep.
If he would have made the Benavidez fight, the Jermall Charlo fight, and the Andre fight, win, lose, or draw, he would be making $100 million. He would be making $1 million right now, pay-per-view.
Yep. And for the longest, it was in current times, it was Tank and Earl. Earl fell off, because of this bullshit.
And Wilder.
Now it's all Tank and Wilder. Now when Earl and Wilder resurrect, it's gonna be basically like a three. It's gonna be a three circle again. And once Earl beats Crawford in the second fight, once Deontay Wilder resurrects himself, it's gonna be that three-headed monster again. But right now it's Tank. It's very clear. And then it says here, Canelo's avoiding the best at 168. In hindsight, PBC and Canelo should have known that the 33-year-old Jermell wasn't the fight that the people wanted to see. This is what Eddie Hearn is saying. But who said that? It was He Knows Everything and Brick by Brick.
Listen,
why did it take a promoter to confirm what we motherfucking told y'all 6+ months ago?
Y'all don't understand. Me and He Knows, we always going at it in a way, certain way. Because sometimes I'm the nigga.
Let me go grab this coffee.
There used to be this show called The Odd Couple, right? And in The Odd Couple, there was this dude that didn't have a care in the world, and there was this dude that was very orderly, but they was best friends. Now, in some instances, I'm the nigga that got a care in the world, and he's the one that's very orderly. But when it comes to YouTube shit, he the one that don't have a care in the world, and I'm kind of orderly with the way I think people perceive us. And he always be saying like, man, these motherfuckers stealing from us, they biting us, they using our shit. And I'd be like, nah, they ain't doing that, blah, 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 blah. But more and more I'm starting to see these motherfuckers really is, man. They really is. Because you got, or either they stealing from us or they just so late and we just so ahead. Because we've been telling y'all, nobody wanted to see this shit.
Yep.
Because a Canelo fight at this point in his life supposed to be at least 1 million to 1.2 at the minimum. He only doing 600,000. He got built by Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather built you up on his undercards.
Yep.
What are we talking about here?
Yep.
In 5 years, Jermell, the dude that Floyd just put on, gonna be getting 500,000 to 1 million pay-per-views. Y'all watch.
Yep.
Because they know how to build fighters and they make sure the dude fight who you supposed to fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing about boxing. We have this high standard for black fighters. We don't have the same standards for Mexicans and white fighters.
Yep.
And because of that, the sport is taking a hit.
Yep.
It's taking a big hit. Canelo's ruining boxing right now. That's what y'all not understanding.
Yep.
He's ruining.
It just said here, Eddie Hearn went as far as said, as this was just another example of cherry pick. Yeah, he calling out his own fighter. This shit is crazy. By the Mexican star to help him avoid facing David Benavidez and David Morrell, who have been waiting on his doorstep to rip those belts from him. He said Eddie believed that PBC was thinking of using Mell Charlo as Canelo's next opponent in a revenge of the brother type of fight. But given how Jermell fought last night, there's no way a Canelo-Jermall fight can take place under that climate. See, he's going back to throwing Jermall under the bus.
One thing don't have nothing to do with another.
It doesn't. One thing don't have nothing to do with the other.
That's the reason why. That's the reason why you got to watch that devil, man.
Yep.
You got to watch
and then
that
he
devil,
says here,
man.
and he says here, sure, PBC can do anything they want, but it could be a real disaster financially if Canelo fights Jermall. Basically, he's trying to shit on Al Heyman because of the fact that he's not in Al Heyman's capacity to do what Al Heyman can do. That's all that is. That's jealousy right there. That's pure envy that's coming out of his mouth.
That's the reason why. Hold on. How many people we got in this chat?
Got 10.
Where's the communication, man? Where's the I agree, I don't agree, blase, blase? That helps us build. That helps us carry a live stream, bro. Yeah. Now, me and this nigga, we can talk. We can talk for hours about boxing. Yep. But for your benefit, you might want to say how you feel about things, because we know you got feelings. But anyway,
no, this is what it is, Ross. This is what it is. I know what's going on today. It's the first time we're not getting engagement. You know why? You have to understand, when me and you are right about something, and it's hard for people to swallow that we were right.
That's what it is.
The thing is they're in grief right now. They're mad, and people hate when we're right on this level.
That's what
because it makes them feel some type of way. So they're being reserved right now. That's what the shit is.
That's what
they're being reserved because we're still right on so many levels that they, instead of them just saying, you know what, fuck, man. He knows and Tom Ross are the best of the best. We should have been listening to them. Fuck the rest. They're just staying quiet on their shield because they know they've been guilty of hopping from channel to fucking channel, man.
That's what it is. You know what?
It is, bro.
And you know me, I love a good rebuttal, but I can't rebuttal that shit because that's the only thing that makes sense. And we was wrong, and we made. If he knows had a smudge in his glasses, or some of y'all be like, "Yo, man, Ross, you say you be getting hoes, but like your TV, like you find something to talk about somebody about. If you could talk about us, if I had on a fucked up shirt or something, y'all be commenting.
Yep.
But the fact that we write about something, y'all sitting here quiet, be a man and be a man. Y'all was fucking right, man.
Wrong. Yeah, just tell you
that you was wrong and I was right. Just keep it a buck, bro.
And Ox, if you listening in, you should be leading the charge and saying, you know what, I was led astray, man. I was off on. I was away from the Three Amigos way of seeing things. I was led astray. It's okay, but see, this is the thing. When you listen to beta males too much, even if you're alpha yourself, even if you're a sigma yourself, you listen to beta males too much, you become like them. You're a product of your own fucking environment. And I tell people that shit all the time. This is why you got to leave shit alone. I already gave y'all the rule book. I told y'all, if you consume anything, this is a psychological thing. I'm going to give y'all a little gem again. Y'all better listen. If you consume anything negative for more than 4 minutes and 59 seconds, at any given time, you will be consumed by it. You're supposed to cut off at 4 minutes and 59 seconds. That's why when I listen to people talk, I go watch a video. Y'all can go watch that shit. You always see I cut off at 4:59. And then I'll go and do whatever I want to do. If it's a video I want to watch, then I'll come back about 2 hours later and watch the other 4:59. Cut off again. Because I never want to become that person's cult follower. Because once you get that 5 minute and up, especially if it's good, what your mind is basically telling you is that you enjoy what you listen to, and surely but surely you become a cult follower without you even realizing it. So you have to be very careful what the fuck you take in, and only take in things in small dosage. Basically, even if you're listening past 4 minutes and 59 seconds like Ross do, you got other shit you're doing. That means you're not taking care of stuff because you're probably listening to another conversation, or you're probably putting in thoughts in a book. Because I've seen Ross tell me that he'll have something in the background, but his mind is locked in on something else. That means you're not really fully taking it in. But if you're concentrating your mind on something the whole time, that's very dangerous.
But here's another thing, though. I could do that because I never fully engulf myself in entertainment. So when I go to the movies, y'all entertain. I'm being educated. I watch the movie for the second time, third time to be entertained. First time I watch a movie, I'm looking for underlying shit they're trying to say, metaphors, secret little bunnies that or shit. I'm watching the movie for that. I'm not entertained the first time I watch the movie, and that's how I know a movie really good is when I'm doing all that and I'm still entertained. I know it's a really good movie, but I'm looking for the deeper meaning of everything. So I could listen to some fuck shit all day long and never get pulled astray. But motherfuckers, people who think with y'all, who taking media through y'all hearts and not y'all heads, you need to really take in. You need to really watch what you take in your system, and you know what I mean.
Yep.
Because
that's why a few of them left. The few of them left, and they're gonna come back because we shamed them, dog. You see, this is the thing with me and Ross. If you would have listened to us in the first place, you wouldn't even have to be in this position where you're feeling ashamed right now. You wouldn't even have to be going through this guilt trip.
Oh, so let me get this straight. So after you said you broke down the reason why they're not saying nothing, they left because they was embarrassed.
Yeah, they were embarrassed. Listen, man, we've been on live and we've been dealing with this shit for so long. I know, and what people don't understand, people could tell you. Ross can tell you this. I literally carry a DSM-5 with me all the time. I can't wait till they come out with the DSM-6, by the way. But I understand people's psychology, man. I understand the way y'all think. So I know the way y'all move. That's why when people be like, man, he knows always. That's why I changed the name to He Knows Everything. Because I be knowing damn near every damn thing. So y'all motherfuckers move the way y'all move. I could kind of see why y'all moving the way y'all move. Y'all are ashamed. Y'all like, fuck, man. This is another time he knows. And you be sucking your teeth. Don't get me wrong. it's a sucking your teeth moment. It's like a kid when a kid know they do it wrong, they gotta suck their teeth. You sucking your teeth, and like, man, fuck. He knows, and brick by brick is they right again. Fuck, we gotta come back in here. We just gotta have to take this shit, and it's just making y'all feel some type of way. So you quiet.
Yeah, but the thing is, you could never grow that way. The best way to grow is to admit you was wrong.
There you go.
And then have a dialogue. Because me personally, we the same, but me and him different.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna rub it in a little bit.
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna rub that motherfucker in.
And then he gonna sit you down and be like, all right, blah blah blah. This way you go.
And then I'm at that education moment with you after that.
And I'm gonna start teaching you right away. But I'm a nigga behind closed doors. I'm like, these motherfuckers thought they knew more than us. You know what I'm saying? Blase, da da da. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it don't matter if you're embarrassed or not, because you're still gonna be wrong regardless. What's the point of being embarrassed, being wrong, and not fixing yourself?
Exactly.
If you're gonna be embarrassed anyway, you might as well get it right. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna be embarrassed and not get it right. Then the next thing come around and you're on the wrong side of that. Think about how many things we was on the right side of.
Yep.
You think this happenstance, or you think we geniuses? It's not necessarily we so much smarter than y'all. There's a way we think that y'all don't think, and you need to tap in. We're second guessing mainstream opinion because it's typically wrong.
Yep.
When everybody believes one thing, they're normally wrong.
Yep.
Because most people innately disagree. Innately. So when you have a whole damn near everybody feeling one way, that shit normally wrong, man. And they've been finessed to feel that way. Because at our core, we innately disagree, and we're all individuals, so we all supposed to have our own little spin on everything. When you see everybody saying the same exact thing, God knows these niggas being brainwashed, man. Because even if they agree, they ain't supposed to be talking like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, these niggas saying the same exact thing. They being brainwashed.
Yep. Yeah, you know the trippy part about it is right here. It says, over here, it says, Hearn says he noted the lack of buzz about Canelo versus Jermell fight going into last Saturday's contest on Showtime pay-per-view, and how the T-Mobile Arena was curtained off, meaning that it didn't sell out.
Right.
That's what they fucking get, both of them. I don't feel no remorse in my mind about Canelo and no remorse in my mind about Jermell. You know why a lot of these niggas are ashamed, even in the comment section? Because a lot of these niggas, weeks in and weeks out, was trying to tell us why this fight was fire, bro. And they was trying to justify Mel. And they feel bad right now. Because we've been trying to talk these motherfuckers off the ledge. See, Ross called me out. Ross is like, yo, he knows. Remember that day when I was trying to say, man, why Floyd acting like that? And then you said, nigga, you and Floyd are exactly the same. He's right.
Right.
Me and Floyd, we always come in at the end, and then we just like at the end kind of low-key shame y'all motherfuckers. Right. Floyd does it by telling you I'm the best fighter in the least amount of da-da-da. I come in and say, I fucking told you motherfuckers. But y'all motherfuckers be deserving that shit. Because y'all go so long, y'all be on deaf ears. You don't like to listen to the truth, man. When the truth come your way, sometimes just be smart enough to take it from day one. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be smart.
He knows. Let me get an interject real quick, bro.
Go ahead, bro.
The big part about boxing and the reason why niggas keep getting finesse is because y'all want to be entertained and you don't want to know what boxing really is, right?
Yep. Well said.
I boxed for a little bit, not for a while, but I boxed enough so that when I fight in the streets with niggas, I normally win. He wrestled, and one thing we understand is weight classes, right?
Yeah, that shit is for a reason.
Do you know if when somebody is anxious to fight you to bring you up 2 weight classes, it's because they feel like they got the advantage over you? Do you know you hard pressed to move up 2 weight classes to beat somebody at wrestling?
Yep.
Your first time at that weight class? That's damn near impossible.
Wrestling at 160 and then having to deal with a motherfucker at 175. Man, I remember this dude at 170 kept breaking. Man, I know you could make 175. Fuck you, man. I ain't gonna fight you. You know how much more power you need to generate? Do you know how much more damaging that shit is on your bones? Everything. Motherfuckers love in wrestling. Just like boxing, motherfuckers love to hit motherfuckers on the chin and knock their ass out. In wrestling, motherfuckers love to put motherfuckers on the mat so they can see their face squeal. Right. And when they know they got that advantage, that's that much more they want to make your face squeal. Why would I go up 2 weight classes and fight you at a disadvantage when I'm dominating at 160? That shit don't make no sense.
And because y'all don't understand that weight classes really matter and they're there for a reason, y'all be thinking fights is really fights when they're not, man.
Exactly.
Y'all be thinking they really not. You know what I'm saying? And because y'all don't understand how age comes into play. So a nigga who was the man at 19 or in college 22 wrestling, at 35, he's not the same.
Not the same.
If he meet a 22-year-old nigga that know everything about wrestling like he do, he gonna lose.
Where's his ass out?
He gonna lose.
I'm gonna tell you right there. If I see a 22-year-old nigga that's wrestling, I'm gonna have a 45 out ready to shoot him at the kneecap. I ain't gonna try to wrestle you. Fuck that shit.
I'm finna wrestle with your
we ain't got the same stamina. Fuck that.
Your ass over the head with this fucking beer bottle. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah, cause that weightlifting strength ain't got nothing to do with no damn wrestling. Motherfucker get your ass and yoke you up in the air. Fuck that shit, man. I'm shooting at the motherfucking kneecaps, man. Hopefully y'all motherfuckers laughing. I'm shooting at the kneecap, bro.
y'all gotta understand one thing, man.
I ain't playing, man.
Y'all gotta understand one thing, man. When y'all really start taking this sport serious, start looking at the difference of what this fighter really has to go through to make this fight, you'll start being able to see that fight was rigged. Or this fighter wasn't in his best shape. Or this fighter took advantage because he fought in his weight class 20 times, and this fighter just moving. You'll be able to know the bullshit from the fuck shit. Y'all don't know, and y'all steady getting surprised, always on the wrong hand of shit, because you're not doing your due diligence to actually learn about boxing. You just want to be entertained. You think we just that much smarter than y'all? Like, no, y'all not using y'all intelligence at all. You want to shut your mind off and just be entertained, and they finessing you out your fucking money. Because this would have taught boxing a lesson if they would have did. Because now it taught them a little lesson because they ain't do at least $1 million. They should have did at least $1 million. But it would taught them a better lesson. They would have did like 300,000 with these two guys fighting. Because they would have realized niggas is not fucking getting fooled at all by this shit. They ain't getting fooled at all. You gotta understand, Floyd Mayweather was making $1 million pay-per-views during the recession.
Exactly.
So you gotta understand, niggas is starting to catch on, but not enough at the same time.
And making more money in fights than guys during COVID, and they were clowning him because it was exhibition. Why does he need to come back and fight professionally when he's making more money in exhibition than the top fighters? Like, come on, man.
Forgot the definition of retired.
Yeah.
You know, retired is I'm done for professional fighting, not fighting.
Exactly.
I can fight wherever the fuck I want to fight. I'm done for professional boxing. I'm retired.
This is what Out Heyman meant when Out Heyman said Floyd is set up for life. This was the business plan. You could keep doing what you love. His purpose that has created all of the other aspects is him fighting. Right. So what they did was they just extended his purpose, but in a different realm. Notice when Floyd started doing the exhibition, that's when it became popular. It became lucrative. It became lucrative to the Paul brothers. It was because of Floyd. Floyd made it popular to everybody else. When everybody else tried it before Floyd, they failed. When Mike Tyson and Roy Jones and them tried it, they failed. That's why you don't see them continuing on. It looked like two old geezers. But when Floyd took over it and started really doing it, what ended up happening? Boom, it took off.
Yep.
That shit took off.
That's right.
Now,
man.
I want you to, I'm going to throw this your way, bro. Yeah, right here. He said, the entire upper deck of that arena was empty, showing that fans weren't interested in seeing Canelo fight Mell Charlo. Obviously, it was not the fight that fans wanted to see, as Jermell hadn't fought in 17 months and had never been involved in a mega fight during his career. These two things are facts. This is why Jermell be capping when Jermell make it seem like, oh, I'm that dude. Your ass nigga has never been in no kind of fight like that. Jermell was a 4-belt champion in a weak Woo! Eddie Hearn boy be using these decisive words, but you know what? Now thinking about it, when we compare the weight classes, 154 is technically weak compared to 147. It's weak compared to 168, 175. Like if the transitional weight classes in boxing, 154 is weak compared to that. If we're being honest with ourselves. So this part right here, what Eddie Hearn is saying, he ain't lying. He said in a weak division at 154, and he'd been well maneuvered his entire career, never facing anyone really talented. This shit is Jermell. Moreover, when Jermell had the chance to prove himself against, we bringing it back now, against Tim Shue, he sat out of the ring for over a year with a broken hand. Damn, so he basically already pre-ducked over a year before the Canelo fight happened, making fans believe he was malingering to avoid getting beaten. Damn. Woo! Eddie Hearn calling this nigga out, man. This is bad.
And another problem the boxing has is you don't want to get with Floyd and get the guidance on how to get this fucking bread and how to be a better fighter. But you allow yourself to be under the bondage of his record. They want to be under the bondage of an undefeated record. Why? Why? You don't fuck with Floyd no way. Just fight whoever you want to fight. You're thinking that Floyd really messed it up because Floyd never lost. Why the fuck you give a fuck? Fight who you gonna want. Why you care so much about Floyd? You won't even deal with him. They let a Floyd career linger over them and make it seem like it's a bad thing. Floyd's career is an anomaly. He was a great fighter. Who cared about his body, who had people around him, who had people around him naturally cared from the beginning, put other people around him who cared about him financially. It's an anomaly that's never going to happen again unless you create that yourself. Have your own career. But you cannot disregard Floyd. You know, Floyd did this, Floyd did that, and then talking about, I'm just trying to stay undefeated. Basically, they're trying to stay undefeated, but they're not doing what Floyd did. Floyd's still undefeated because he was better than everybody.
Yeah.
They don't want to be better than everybody. They just want to avoid niggas like a whooper.
Yeah.
So really, they say Floyd, but really they mean Canelo, because Mell Charlo's moving like Canelo.
Yep. It says right here. It says here, Jermell just there for the paycheck. Canelo came into the fight hungrier, mentally in a better place. He sounds like a true promoter. And physically in a better place, said Eddie Hearn to Matchroom Boxing Channel, reacting to Canelo's win over a passive Mell Charlo, who looked like he just came to pick up a check last Saturday night. See, anytime the black man underperforms, they so quick to call his ass out.
Right.
And Mel should know that. As a black man, you already got 2 strikes against you. So you have to perform. You ain't got no choice but to perform because they're already looking for your ass to not perform. He said, I just don't know what Charlo was doing. These guys get an opportunity like that, and they're not rolling the dice. It looked like a sparring session. I'm talking about as a fan. I had nothing to do with the fight. Fans are entitled to their opinion, so they always are. So am I. Of course, you didn't have nothing to do with the fight because at the end of the day, Al Heyman pushed the shit. It looked like Jermell made up his mind before the Canelo fight that he was just coming to get the bag, and he wasn't going to risk his soft hide by actually trying to win. Right. This is what they do to the black man. Once the black man has revealed his weakness, they're gonna add injury to insult, and it's like they put the foot on the necks of his weakness, man. This shit is funny as hell.
but truth be told, if we're being honest, Jermell ain't the only one that ducked, and Jermell ain't the only one that looked bad in this fight.
It was Canelo too.
They both ducked, and they both looked bad in this fight.
Yep.
Because Jermell was supposed to go out on his shield, and Canelo was supposed to win this fight. He supposed to be pushed to have to stop Jermell. That would have made it a great fight.
Yep.
But Jermell didn't go out on his shield, and Canelo couldn't stop Jermell. So this fight really, it was not. This fight was a waste of pay-per-view money.
This is what basically what Eddie Hearn is saying. He's bitch mating Jermell here. He said the way that Jermell acted at the press conference, showing gratitude to Canelo for picking him out for the payday, was similar to how some of the Mexican stars' past opponents have acted before going out, seemingly taking it easy on him in fights that resembled sparring sessions. Jermell, check this out, acted, because we know this shit to be true, like Sergey Kovalev did before his fight with Canelo. So happy about being picked out for the payday. But we know with Sergey Kovalev had two guns to his head. One, the Russian mafia that he needed to pay. So he had that looming over his head. So he had no choice but to take a fight in short notice. And two, he wanted a fucking payday to make sure that he paid them, be straight with them, and he was willing to accept whatever terms Canelo was giving him so that he could make out of this shit on a positive note. To compare Mell Charlo with that and lump that together, that tells me Eddie Hearn in that comment is operating on good faith, because he's calling out a fighter who's a non-black fighter that did the same thing. In that comment, he's operating on good faith.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. The thing is, black men need to realize European white validation is overrated, man. Do what's in your heart. Do the right. No, because sometimes what's in your heart is not the right thing. Fuck that. Scratch that. Do what's in your heart shit.
Yep.
Do the right thing because it's the right thing to do.
There you go.
The right thing to do was to fight Tim Tszyu.
Yep.
If you had to move up, it should be to move up and fight somebody at 160. That's just a justifiable fight at 160.
But here's the thing with Tim Tszyu: win, lose, or draw, he could rematch. He could put in the clause, because he's the undisputed champion, right? He could put in the clause to run it back with Tim Tszyu. He could have another fight with Tim Tszyu and build that up into a mega fight, just like he did with Brian Castano, where he had to run it back, just like he did with Tony Harrison and run it back. It would have been more respectable losing that way than losing a fucking big payday to Canelo Alvarez. I mean, come on.
Right. Salute. Big Brazy. That's facts. Because you understand, the Canelo who fought, the Kovalev who fought Andre Ward would have ended Canelo's career. But when he went in the fight with Canelo, he was a pussycat. Why? Because he owed them people that money, and he had to take a dive for that bread.
Yeah, because Kathy Duva was right there from Main Events. His promoter saying, Kovalev, you just got to take this money. You got to take this money to save your hide. Right,
and people don't realize is when you take a dive, it's more than what you get on it's actually documented. They hit you under the table with a nice little hefty. You did, you know what I mean?
Yep.
He took a dive, man. You gotta understand. People don't realize this. Boxing ain't regulated. Like, we all know all sports is rigged, but boxing could be obviously rigged. Nobody gonna do nothing about it. They really got to trick us with basketball. They really got to trick us with football. They really got to trick us.
But they don't have to with boxing.
They're still super regulated. Like, if they get caught rigging, they have to go to jail. Boxing ain't regulated like that. They could give us some fugazi shit. Like, they had Fury in there with gloves flopping around everywhere.
Yep.
And he punched him with his fist in the middle of the glove. He's still on Deontay Wilder. and the rest of the glove flopping because he hitting Deontay Wilder with his real fist.
Same shit Terrence Crawford was doing with Earl Spence. Same shit.
You could do that shit in boxing. You know what I'm saying? So people need to realize boxing is a dirty ass sport, man. It's very dirty. And some of the most low life motherfuckers are the ones who take advantage the most.
And some guys are such in their emotional box, like barbershop conversations, because he doesn't have a press pass. Instead of seeing that the sport is dirty in of itself, you want to blame everything on Al Heyman. Like, get out of your fucking emotions and your feelings. Nobody gives a fuck about your emotions and feelings. It's about maximum proficiency, results, and actions. That's what it's about. Business is not about personal feelings. It's not about emotions. It's about getting the bottom line done. This is why people got to be a man of their word. When they say they're going to do something, they do it. That's what business is all about.
Right. You're right, bro.
This dude said, bro, you say we should trust your words. We did, but Spence lost. You still supposed to trust our words because Spence didn't lose off of good faith. Spence didn't lose because everything was fair and square. Now, if Spence lost that, then you can come back and say, don't trust my words. So you've been officially debunked right there. How did my word get compromised when Spence was fighting against loaded and padded gloves? How did my word get compromised when Spence was fighting against a guy who was on undetectable PEDs? How did my word get compromised when Spence was fighting against a guy who has an active lawsuit against David Avocado? I want to see what your response is. I'm sure you ain't got no response for that. So higgity fucking hush.
The problem is, at the end of the day, that point of view is not a good faith. So you're saying
No,
bro, you said we should trust your words. We did, but Spence lost. So you saying just because a nigga, I always defeat niggas on their own shit. Let's say you right, man. I take niggas at their own premise. So you saying you can't trust a nigga words that say 100% right all the time? So a nigga gotta be perfect? What? Are you perfect, nigga?
Exactly.
Nobody's perfect. People make mistakes. Let's say, and I'm taking the premise that Terrence Crawford actually won that fight fair and square. Nigga can't be wrong once. Damn. Who the fuck is you to where we can't be wrong?
But you just said that in the last comment. You just right now you're backpedaling because you don't realize that you're dealing with two niggas that can counter anything you fucking say at any given level. But this right here, this what this is. You see what this is confirmed, Ross? What I was saying earlier. Niggas and they feelings about the fact that we was right about Mel. You see, we got confirmation. Yeah. Because why even give us a sidebar comment that has nothing to do with anything? What this sidebar is a projection of saying that, damn, we got to eat the fact that he knows and Tom Ross was right about this Mel and Canelo shit. And we just got to throw a detour to try to see if we get them off their game. That's what this all about, man. But good luck with that because you're dealing with two heavyweights. We just don't get thrown off our game. Good luck with that. Yeah. Right now, you backpedaling. So it's very clear that you might want to just focus on just saying, you know what? Y'all was right about Mel and Canelo, and let me just let it be.
Right. At the end of the day, that's what it is. You basically saying we was right, but y'all was wrong the last time. So
I never said it was impossible for Spence to lose. I said if Spence loses, if you've been watching my channel, I said if Spence loses, it has to be one or two things, and I end up being right. Either Spence is off, which wasn't he off? I've always said that. Either Spence is just off as hell that night, or Terrence Crawford is on something. Wasn't Terrence Crawford on something? So didn't I end up being proven right again? I said Spence has to be totally off. Like he has to be drunk or something like that. Didn't he look like that on the fight night? He looked like he was drunk or off. Thank you. See, look what he just said. And I'm going to highlight it. So if I said that, then why even mention the fucking comment?
Because the way we were raised in America, we're raised with a never die attitude. But you got to understand, you can't have a never die attitude in a diplomatic debate. That's a never die attitude in life. Like I'm never gonna give up. I'm always gonna fight. Blase. I'm never gonna give up on my wife. I'm never gonna give up on my family. But in a diplomatic debate, you have to admit when you're wrong, right? Exactly. If you want to become a better debater, if you want to progress in life, or you could just be a very stubborn, ignorant motherfucker for the rest of your life. Or you could evolve and be like, yeah, you touche, you got that, blase. It don't make you less of a man to be wrong. But at the same time, no one who watched that fight could say Errol Spence was Errol Spence that fight.
Yes.
You can't say that. Even if you don't believe
Earl, then it's impossible to beat him. That's what I believe.
Even if you don't believe the gloves was rigged, I do. Even if you don't believe Terrence Crawford was on some type of PEDs, he looked totally different than what he normally looks. I do. Let's say you don't believe none of that. What you can't deny is Errol Spence was not Errol Spence that night. And since you can't deny that, that means you have to agree with what we said. That the only reason Errol Spence would lose that fight is if Errol Spence don't show up, and he did not show up.
Yep.
Because keep it a buck. It's fine.
And when me and Ross is saying something, we're saying something off of the fact that we're going off of the person being at their best. We don't know the parameters of the person's not going to be at their best or something else is going to happen. You have to understand the context. The context is if all else is the way it's supposed to be and the person is at their best, I don't see them losing. Every time Earl was at his best, did he lose? I'll wait for your response on that. Did he lose?
Right.
No. So was he at his best? Because we have Michael Jai White confirming what we said. Hey, man, I have somebody in Spence camp telling me Earl wasn't ready. We have Abel Sanchez saying, look, you look at Earl's eyes, he clearly was spent before the fight even happened. It's like he already went through a fight before the fight. All of this shit is confirming what we just said. So when you listen to something somebody says, understand the context. The problem with most people is, and I get it, you guys have scored very low and poorly in reading comprehension. So you guys can't comprehend shit. So because you can't comprehend reading, it affects your ability to comprehend even the more complex stuff. This is why it's important in early childhood onset that you score very well in reading comprehension, even more so than math, because you don't use math every day. But your ability to read something and to comprehend, that's something you do every single day, even on a simple level. So when you have that compromised, you're going to have what's compromised of understanding someone's context and how they say shit. This is not changing the goalpost. This is the context. The problem is you don't understand context. The context is when we speak in the vernacular of everything is the way it is. And you're looking at it as, oh, everything is supposed to be in general terms. Your problem is you live in such a matrix world. You don't understand that there's other dichotomies. There's other factors that come into play. We're mindful of the other factors. It's just what you don't realize is we said if all else looks the way it's supposed to look, there's no way Terrence Crawford beats Earl. But was Earl his best? No, he fucking wasn't. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Hold on. What he's doing is he's manipulating the conversation and he's just throwing different things out so we could chase him. Like, no. First you said, didn't we say Errol Spence win and lose? Mm-hmm. Well, losing is losing fair and square, not losing. Mm-hmm. Losing and losing fair and square. So whether we said if Errol Spence didn't show up or whether he threw the fight, either way it goes, Terrence Crawford didn't beat him fair and square. We're making our decision and we're making our prediction based on a fair and square fight. Not a fight with somebody take a dive, not a fight with somebody cheat, not a fight with somebody take PEDs, not a fight with somebody coming dehydrated. A fair and square fight is what we're making our prediction over. So you're throwing all these things out to make us chase all your arguments are different conversations because you're not a man. A man stays in a linear path. Mm-hmm. Your conversation going this way, conversation going that way, conversation going that way. You've been taught to communicate like that by your mother, being all over the place.
Yep.
Niggas can't be all over the place with me. I'm gonna bring that shit back to the essence. The essence of the conversation. You're saying that what we say shouldn't be trusted because we've been wrong one time.
Exactly.
Which that don't make no fucking sense. If that's the case, you can't trust nobody.
But here's the thing, Ross. We weren't wrong. When somebody cheats, does that make us wrong?
Right. I wasn't right. And then number two, we wasn't wrong. We said we said that if Spence lose, guarantee you it's gonna be something to the fight. He's not gonna be the same. It's gonna be something, and we were right. Spence was not the same. He looked like he was fucking high, out of his mind before the fight.
Exactly.
So anybody who takes it as a real win can understand how pathetic you are as a fight fan. To where you don't even care that it wasn't a real fight.
Yep.
You've seen that he wasn't looking like himself. You've seen he was dehydrated, but yet you want to celebrate that as like it's a real fucking win. How many aspirins did you take in grammar school?
Exactly.
How many niggas fucked your girl? Mm-hmm. To where whenever you see an alpha, you want to see him lose, and then you don't give a fuck how he loses. Mm-hmm. Like, nah, man. At this point, I'm done talking to you. Now you just want to make the live stream about you. You're not man enough to admit you wrong. Like,
there you go. I put him on timeout because he didn't want to say that.
As far as I'm concerned, you don't exist anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Because of the comment that he made about yes, you did. It's like you double talked. You just admitted earlier that I did say that, and then you still want to talk. When you are proven wrong, that's arrogance on your part. You are actually arrogant because you double talking. Everyone's seeing that you did that, and instead of saying I did, you're staying on your own hypocrisy. That makes you look bad, not me. It makes you look bad. I actually stayed on the point of what I said. Because anyone that follows my platform knows that when I say something, I'm very careful to preference my words. That's why it's very hard pressed. If I'm wrong about something, I'm wrong. Nobody's perfect. But it's very hard pressed to find me in a compromising position because I always stick to the context of what I say. And the context of what I say is Earl's at his best. Anybody knows when I say that shit. Earl at his best, nobody can fuck with him. It's impossible. The only one that can fuck with Earl at his best is Floyd. I always say that shit. It's impossible. Was Earl at his best? No. This is linear. Everyone that fucks with me knows that I say this. That's why they're like, yeah, man, you was right. Earl wasn't Earl. So that right there in of itself shouldn't even allow you to even run your damn mouth. But this is what this is, Ross. And it goes back to the original point because, see, this is how we stay to the context. The context is motherfuckers are annoyed and ashamed at the fact that they picked Mell. They thought Mell was going to be fire and do this. So they mad. Instead of them just eating crow and saying, you know what, he knows and Ross, you was right. They don't want to do that. So they want to give you detours.
A lot of these motherfuckers didn't have nothing to do with no organized sport. That's why. Bro, they wanted me to play varsity my freshman year.
Yep.
First of all, these niggas didn't want it. I'm junior varsity. I'm starting. They didn't want me to start. But they wanted me to practice. They basically wanted me on the practice squad. I'm not taking hits from these big ass, overgrown ass niggas all the time, and I ain't gonna get in the game.
Yep.
I was never thirsty for no letter. I'm already a letterman nigga just by who I am. Everybody know me in school. I whoop ass at school, nigga. I fuck bitches. Niggas know who I am. I don't need a letterman jacket. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm playing football because I really like to play it. But there's levels. In wrestling, there's levels. There's 112-pound wrestlers, and there's the wrestlers that wrestle 185 pounds.
Yep.
Grown ass men. You can't move up there. You're gonna lose. And you could be a better wrestler at 112. You can't be no nigga 185 pounds. He's gonna overpower you and slam your ass and knock you out when he slam you. You know what I'm saying? Like, same with boxing. Y'all should have known something was up when he chose to fight Mell Charlo and not Jermall Charlo. Why the fuck you moving this man up 2 weight classes when you got all these options? Y'all thought Jermell Charlo was when he gonna win that fight?
Yep.
How, nigga?
People don't want to accept when they're wrong about something. And that's the problem. We're in a society, and this is the LeBron society. This is the Canelo Alvarez society. This is the Terrence Crawford society. This is the Mell Charlo society. Instead of them accepting they're wrong, they want to find safety blanket situations like Mell. He wants to find safety blanket situations and say, well, I'm just going after big money fights. I don't care how many times I lose. I just want big money fights, and I can hide behind that. Well, this is what I said I was going to do. Terrence Crawford. Well, I've already double cheated. I've already loaded and padded my gloves. It's known since the investigation with David Avocado. It's known that I work with a crime mobster and David Conahan. You guys have all this evidence. Unless you listen to fucking YouTubers or you just don't do research yourself. And that's the problem with people. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou has rejected knowledge, I will reject thee. Seeing that thou has forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. Problem with people is they're ignorant.
Well, my nigga get on the road. My nigga start spitting that shit verbatim.
Yes, they naive, dog. That's the problem with people. And I had to do this with this motherfucker because that's him. He has forgotten. He's forgotten the law of that God. So like God said, I will forget thy children. So he forgot him because he missed the boat. The boat that he missed was he's naive. He's ignorant, and he lacks the fucking knowledge. And the knowledge he lacks is just like these dudes that want to participate in participation award era, that just want to accept everything for what it is. Oh, I'll accept the fact that I can jump from channel to channel and listen to all of the cockroach shit, listen to all these fucking cucarachas, listen to this yo no puedo caminar. Right. But when it's time for these cockroaches to crawl back into the hole, I can't crawl back into the hole because I was a cockroach, but I want to be a stubborn cockroach. Don't you notice when a cockroach knows he's getting ready to die, the motherfucker's stubborn as hell. You know he's gonna get crushed. Right. But he's stubborn as hell to the crush. Stubborn to the crush. That's him. He got crushed by us, but he's stubborn until that crush.
Nigga running fast as fuck. Like, bro, I can catch up with you with one step. Nigga running fast as fuck. Like, you ain't going nowhere.
Exactly. But stubborn to the damn crush. And that's the problem with a lot of these motherfuckers. He's stubborn. LDBC, stubborn.
You know, stubborn.
Beta male moisture YouTuber stubborn. Barbershops conversation still hot and bothered like grits because his pest press was removed. Stubborn.
Right.
Chump side hiding the fact that he was a blanket Earl Spence fan, but really was a Jerome Boots Ennis and Terrence Crawford fan. Stubborn. Contender regime boxing sucking Mell Charlo's dick. Now he doesn't have nothing to say about Mell Charlo because Mell Charlo got stubborn. Stubborn. That's the thing I keep telling you about these niggas. The only nigga that I've seen on YouTube that has kept to the code is our soldier, the real Marlo TV, man. He stick to the code. He never fucking wavered. But all these other motherfuckers, stubborn motherfuckers. They don't listen. When I like somebody, I'll go out to plead with the person. I'll go out to, because like the Apostle Paul said, when you love someone, you exhort them, you encourage them, you enlighten them. That's what I do. You know, when I love somebody, I always drop inklings. I try to do that with Monty Brown. Stubborn. Try to do that with Contender on Instagram. Stubborn. Motherfuckers are just stubborn. And then when they get hit with the truth serum after the fact, they're like, oh shit. Then they feel in some type of way because motherfuckers are stubborn, man. Right. And now you got Showbiz the adult. I just sent Ross a shorts. He's around a bunch of celebrities. He don't know how to fucking act. He's like somebody put a dick in his ass or something. This is the thing that I tell you guys. Why are you changing up who you are? Why are you not being that goofy ass motherfucker that appeals to people? And this shows you about Sean Porter and how Sean Porter is really not popular. Because usually when you're a boxer, you're a celebrity, so your subscriber number is supposed to way past everybody immediately. Right. You interviewing Showbiz, that basically Showbiz is more popular than you. That means you ain't even fired like that.
Right.
I was laughing at all that shit. Me and Ross was laughing at all that shit. Why are you interviewing him? Who the fuck is he? To be interviewing?
He knows. It's like you always say. La cucaracha, la cucaracha. Yo no puedo caminar.
Ooh, yeah, I'm right. Yo no puedo caminar, man. Like scattering fucking cockroaches, man.
Y'all motherfuckers running around this bitch, man. Like flopping around, like, bro, just relax and submit to the truth, bro.
I can't wait till Ox message me. Ox, I know you listening. You owe me just like you was trying to. The reason why I'm doing this to you, Ox, because you tried to do this shit with me with Loma, man. Now it's your turn, motherfucker. The tables have turned. It's your turn to come to me and be like, yo, he knows you was right. Because, man, you was trying to sell me on this shit with Mell Charlo and Canelo. Now it's my turn, man. Just send me a quick message and be like, bro, you was right. That's all I need from you. I don't give a fuck about none of these motherfuckers. I just want to hear from you because when I hear from you, it's certified.
Right.
That's what I want to hear. Fuck all these motherfuckers. I already know these motherfuckers are cockroaches.
The thing about it is they present it in such a way that if you didn't take that one beat, if you just heard it, it sounded good. But if you didn't take that one beat to say, hold on, wait a minute. Because they sounded, they was like, undisputed against undisputed. Jermall Charlo is really naturally bigger than, not Jermall, but Jermell's naturally bigger than Canelo. He's taller than Canelo, so it's really even.
Yep.
That shit mean nothing. It don't matter if you're taller than somebody. It matters if you've been at a weight class more longer than somebody, if you acclimated to that weight class.
Yep.
I could be naturally bigger than you. If I haven't been at that weight class you've been at, I'm not used to that pace or used to that strength or used to that velocity of anything. It's all gonna catch me off guard.
I'm about to say a term. Ross gonna understand this term, and it's a plain term. It's a hood nigga term. Hopefully y'all can understand it. This is what they always say in every hood. Shit don't mean shit till shit means shit. I'm gonna say it one more time, and I'm gonna leave it alone. Shit don't mean shit till shit means shit.
Exactly, man. And that's the thing, bro. The thing is, we gotta stop listening for what sound good and start listening for what makes sense, man. That's how pimps have bitches prostituting and shit.
Yep.
Saying shit that sounds good. Stop being led away by tinkling ears, bro. Like, got itching ears. Like, ears itching. Like, bro, if the shit don't make sense, it's because it don't make sense.
That shit don't make sense, man.
It don't matter how good it sounds, but you gotta take a step back when you hear some shit that sound fire. Do this and then step back and be like, hold on, man.
Is that really fire?
If you take that little half beat to step back and think, you'll realize this nigga trying to finesse me. Fucking they talking about undisputed against undisputed.
Exactly.
Both guys can't be undisputed and put their belts on the line. Only one can put their belts on the line.
Yep.
Because they're not in the same weight class.
Yep.
So they brought that up. That shit don't make no sense. But they know casual boxing fans stupid as a motherfucker.
Yep.
Then they try to make you think Jermell fighting Canelo fighting Jermell is actually him better than fighting the real motherfucker at 168.
Exactly.
And that's the reason why they only did 600,000 because they couldn't trick a million niggas to think that way.
Nope. And here's the thing.
Salute.
When you could tell, salute to WDA. Here's the thing, Ross. You could tell when these niggas about to start being on that wave where they're not going to listen to what we got to say. Because once we start telling the truth, they always say that initial excuse. But he knows. But Ross, you don't think when you see niggas start saying like that, that means their itching ears have already been made up. They've been itching. The itching is no longer itching, it's scratching. That means they either need that eczema to heal them. And if they don't get the eczema or the oatmeal soap to heal that shit, the scratch is going to be continual all the way until the end. They're going to be forever scratching until the end, man. I know what I just said went over a lot of people's heads, but if they don't have that oatmeal soap, which is me and you, if they don't have that eczema lotion, which is me and you, the chamomile, them motherfuckers going to be scratching all the way through because they're going to start showing psoriasis and they're going to start showing eczema. That's what they're going to be showing because it's no longer itching at this point. It's scratching. And that's what it is.
Sure, make no sense, man.
It don't.
We told y'all. Y'all love disagreeing. Well, that's the problem. Y'all like some brides, man.
Yep.
Women disagree automatically. Then they should be like, yeah, you were right. If you're a good bitch, they'll finally say you were right. Before disagreeing with us, think about it, man. We're detailed people, so we lay down while we saying what we're saying. We said this ain't gonna be no real fight because first of all, Canelo can't suffer 2 losses in a row like that.
Exactly.
And the win he got barely gets right, and he barely got that win. He was struggling. So Canelo couldn't lose again. That's number one. Number two, he chose Jermell instead of Charlo. Who does that? He fight at 168. That's another reason why.
Yep.
That's easy. This wasn't even no hard thing to figure out. The fact that y'all got finesse on this, let me know. Bitches take advantage of y'all.
Yep.
Y'all boss at the work take advantage of y'all. Niggas, y'all family members. Y'all just niggas, people just, y'all staying. In Chicago, when you're an easy mark, if you're a victim, is what we call it. If we say Vic, you're staying, man. You're easily to be taken advantage of. Who really thought Jermell Charlo was gonna win this fight?
They bitch made, man. Let's call it what it is. They're bitch made.
Well, I don't know if they bitch made. Bitch made mean I don't know they'll let nigga whoop them. But what I do know is they don't use their brain, bro. Why? How the fuck Canelo could lose this fight? Considering what's happening in boxing, he can't lose this fight.
That's right, WDA. I noticed Crawford has been quiet about fighting Spence at 154. He knows he has no choice because the jig is up. Of course it is. Steven Espinoza. You didn't notice after Steven Espinoza came in, Ross said it so eloquently on 2 lives past. After he barged in and called Crawford's whole card and basically was like, you're not going to come in here and think you could just say what you want to say. You talking about going up 154 to fight Mell, 168 to go fight Canelo, but you can't come up 154 to fight Earl. No, we're not going to play these games. Once he said that, Crawford's been hushed because what happened is now you're using the powers that be to come in and intervene and say, no, you're not going to play these games. Then there's no fight to be made, meaning you're not going to be able to eat no more. And see, this is the thing that people got to understand when it comes to the powers that be. They don't just screw you over for that fight. If you screw up their fight date, you screw up their potential earnings for fights moving forward, they'll throw your ass in legal litigations to fuck your career up. So Crawford has no fucking choice. Whether he likes it or not, he's going to fight that second fucking fight. WDA said, you guys called it. You said it was a paid to lose endeavor. I actually thought he had a chance to upset the cat. Finally, somebody admits it. Yeah, finally, somebody grow balls. Just say something. I'm glad you said that, WDA. You're the only one that's showcasing balls here because everybody else, they're coming in with their fucking mangina, man. Thinking that they can detour us on the conversation, but that's very clear what it is. The problem is, and I've come to this conclusion, whether it's me, Ross, or the both of us together, people hate that when we get shit right. They hate us for it, man. I've already come to that conclusion. Once we get this shit right, motherfuckers, they get mad. I could only imagine being around them. I'm not around them, but they probably seething their teeth. You know, when people get to that gnashing of the damn teeth, fuck, I gotta come on these motherfuckers' platform and I gotta just show myself and I gotta be ashamed and all that. You don't have to do all of that. All you gotta do is understand that it's in love, man. It's not really that serious for us. We just want you as men to operate like men. Men, when they're wrong, they just say they're wrong. That's it. And be done with it.
You got me. Blah. Okay. At the end of the day, nigga, you might get me on this one, but I'm cooking up with something where I'm finna win. So
exactly.
I'm like, all right, you got me, motherfucker. All right, cool. You got me. You know what I'm saying? But it's not the end of the world. At the end of the day, this is a sport. And it's a rigged fucking sport. We do this shit for a hobby, for something to talk about. We're really supposed to be using this to bond on something on a higher level.
Exactly.
That's what we're supposed to be doing. This shit really ain't that big, so it should never be that big to where you don't want to admit you wrong. Like, God damn, who are you to not never be wrong?
And the bigger level is to make you guys become more masculine, to make you guys have protrude masculinity. Masculinity is about when you're right, you don't need to brag that you're right. People will just know instinctively you're right. When you're wrong, admit that you're wrong and stand on the position that you were wrong, because you get better off of that. It's like y'all like in that 12-step addiction program where y'all haven't even passed the first step. The first step is to basically pass the in denial state. Y'all haven't passed that. Y'all still at the first step. Like, this shit is crazy.
The predictions came strikes again. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, we appreciate the love and all of that, but like Ross said, the bigger picture ain't even about that. What it's about is it's for y'all betterment. Y'all got bamboozled, and we get it. People don't like being bamboozled. People don't like getting the wolves over their eyes. You have to understand, PBC is a business. If PBC see that you stupid enough to want to fight, they're gonna pull it out. Nothing is personal out here, man. I run business like that.
Well, people don't realize is
if someone is dumb enough to pay me more than what they're supposed to pay me, I'm not gonna tell them no. But if you say, okay, you know what? Can I negotiate what I want to? Can I get from here and there? Then I'm be like, oh, this person thinking a little bit. So then I'll run the negotiations with you. But if you want to overpay, I'm not gonna tell you no.
The actual fight was with Charlo.
Come on.
The original fight was with Charlo.
Yes.
But what Canelo and Charlo did was, because they was gonna have to wait for Charlo because Charlo was going through some shit. What Canelo and Jermell did was see if they could strike up interest in their fight. So they dropped some shit on Twitter promoting a fight between them, which was never on the cards.
Never on the cards.
That shit went viral. So once that shit went viral, they said, "Oh, we can make some money off these niggas." So they made
why? You know why they knew it was gonna do that though? Because they studied YouTube. They studied these beta males, and they see how these beta males move. Anything gets their itching ears rattled. So they knew, okay, let's not do this because it makes sense. Let's not do this because it's the right thing to do. Let's do it to entertain the itching fucking ear.
Right.
And when they saw that the ear started scratching, oh yeah, we're gonna push this shit. And Al Heyman being the businessman he is, oh, okay, I get to fill up a fight date. Yeah, fuck it. Let's fill up a fight date. I get to make money. I'm gonna make money. It's not personal. And when y'all sitting here blaming Al Heyman gets to walk away with an 8 to 9 figure check, gets to go chill, relax, at his house. He's not even thinking about you, and he gave you a fight. It's not personal, man. Y'all gotta stop attaching y'all personal feelings to this shit, and y'all gotta be smarter. Who asked for Canelo Alvarez versus Mell Charlo? No one asked for it.
Nobody asked for that.
We asked for Canelo Alvarez versus Jermall Charlo, Big Charlo. We asked for that.
Then y'all allowed, because what y'all understand is Al Heyman is gonna make the fight for the fighters.
Yeah,
he made the fight for the fighters. This is what they wanted. He made it, and he made it as lucrative as possible for them. But Canelo is the reason why the fight that we wanted didn't happen.
Yes.
And as long as he's able to do this and nobody hold him accountable, he gonna keep fucking doing it.
But this is the first time that Canelo was helped by another fighter, because this was a dual issue, because Mel is a snake and Mel's greedy. And Mell's always trying to won over his brother. You already got undisputed at 154. Be happy with that. Some people are just never satisfied, man. And now Jermall's children has to come to him. It's like the, you know how the big brother has to save the little brother. His children had to come to him to say, Dad, they're making fun of our uncle. So now he has to come in and defend the name of the family because of the fact that the little Charlo didn't do what he was supposed to, and he was in a situation that he wasn't supposed to. That's the term Floyd uses when he says the check, your check, you cashing a check that your ass can't cash, man.
Right. Yeah, you right.
You writing a check that your ass can't cash.
You write a check that your ass can't cash, exactly.
And that's exactly what happened. He wrote a check that his ass can't cash. He know he couldn't cash the fact that he had to fight against Canelo Alvarez, but he's still writing a check.
He didn't care. But it's easy for them not to care when they know the average casual fighter, the average casual boxing fan, don't care about actual boxing.
Exactly.
They just care about seeing their favorite fighter win.
Exactly.
They don't give a fuck. They look for reasons. They help their fighters duck. Canelo fans help their fighters duck people.
Facts.
Lomachenko fans helping Lomachenko duck people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, guess who else do it? Devin Haney fans help their fighters.
Here you go, WDA. Now you falling again for it. He said, "Do you think Big Charlo has a shot? I only think Benavidez has knuckle game to beat Canelo, Bivol, and Mayweather."
You're falling for it.
You're falling for it once again.
So here's
it's
the
like
thing.
You didn't listen to anything that we just said, man. I tell you about that itching fucking ears, bro.
Finesse. The finesse is average person can't separate a twin.
Mm-mm.
You think because he beat a smaller twin that can't really fight like that, like the big brother, you think he could beat the big brother too?
Because if that was the case, if there was the same, why is he not calling out the bigger one?
That was the whole purpose of him not fighting Big Charlo.
Why is Canelo not saying, okay, I handled the little one, big one come? I don't hear him saying that post-fight.
Because they know the average casual boxing fan thinks twins are the same.
Yes.
No, they're not.
Yes.
They're like the same person split.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have it's like put it this way. The average person has duality, right? So me, I'll give you my duality. My duality is at my best, I care for my family, I care for my friends, and I want the best for people.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really give a fuck about other people outside of that. Or my people. I don't really care about my people like that, this, and that, and the third. At my worst, I don't need nobody. Fuck everybody. Fuck y'all niggas, man. Fuck all y'all niggas. I don't need nobody. I can't hate by myself. I'll die by myself. That's me at my worst, right? Those are two separately different people. That's me. A twin is split. Now you got the duality of me is split between two different people. So they look the same, but they're not the same people. So y'all like well, he with Jermell. No, Jermall don't fight like Jermell. He don't think like Jermell. He's bigger than Jermell. He gonna be in there. He gonna be in a fight when he fight Jermall. And I'm not necessarily saying he gonna whoop Canelo. I don't know, but what I do know is Canelo gonna really have to fight against Mell Charlo. Really have to fight against Mell Charlo. It's a reason why he's ducking. Canelo don't turn down easy fights. So Mell Charlo was somebody he could whoop. He would have fallen.
He would have fought him. Even in the mental health state, he's still not calling him out because he knows.
He knows
Jermall Charlo got knockout power. He can drop him, embarrass him. I mean, just look at the Sergey Derevchenko fight. How Jermall Charlo effectively kept this dude at the end of his jab. I've been telling you guys, man, Jermall Charlo is 1,000 times better than Jermell Charlo, man. 1,000 times.
Than Jermell, but thing about it is, it's hard for you to understand it and keep that in your mind when you have all these other black channels feeding you basically what the white man telling to feed you, man. You can't understand, man. All skin folk and kin folk. And most of these established black dudes, not all of them, but the most of them, they got there by gagging on the white man dick. Not literally, but metaphorically. You know what I'm saying? Because if they're not fighting against you the whole time you at the top, it's because you got there. They didn't put you there. Facts. We noticed they try to tear down Whitney Houston. They try to tear down Prince. tear down. Even though these niggas was being even effeminate for them, they still tried to tear them down because while they was effeminate, they still had the mind of a man. He still was, even though Michael Jackson, he was still a nigga at the end of the day. He was making nigga moves, taking over Sony and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so listen. So if they're not like Kanye, you know Kanye with the system, because how they trying to tear him down. You know what I'm saying? But these guys, the LDBC, they rocking with them, blase. They rock with showbiz and all this shit. And you know what I mean? That's because these motherfuckers is gagging on that white dick, man. They give you that other perspective that goes against your natural perspective. That's what it's all about. Yeah, so at the end of the day, that's all I got.
Man, it's FOMO, man. The fear of missing out, man. That's what it is.
Yep.
Bitches get FOMO. Manginas get FOMO. And these big channels get FOMO, man. It's the fear of missing out. They think they're missing out on something when in actuality, they're not really missing out on shit. It's just bullshit and fuck shit, man. At its truest and its most properest levels. This is why it always pays off to be on the right side of the coin. Living my life like that, I've been blessed all the way through. Ross has been blessed all the way through. You know what I'm saying? Like we always make it on the right side of the coin because I'd rather stand on something than to stand for nothing, man. That's me, man. That's my premise. Because at the end of the day, all of us have a legacy that we leave behind. No matter how quick we're forgotten or no matter how much we have impacted. The legacy was you a compromising nigga and you fold, or was your legacy that you stood for something? Like on my tombstone, people gonna be like, man, he knows. Say what you want about that motherfucker. That motherfucker, you know, he do love to get his little credit. And he do love to rub that shit in. But damn, man, that motherfucker, boy, I'll tell you right now, he like Nostradamus, boy. You know, Ross was the one that called me that. Ross was like, when we in the beginning of our relationship, he was like, man, you a weird motherfucker, man. You like, I ain't gonna lie, this shit you be saying, at first I thought it was cap, man. I thought it was bullshit. But I ain't gonna lie, man. More and more that shit come. It's like you be saying some shit, that shit be coming to happen. That shit be manifesting. And you know what I told him? I said, this nigga like Machiavelli, man. Every time this dude say stuff on such a deep level, it gets simplified to the masses later on.
Right.
Just the way we operate, man. And if y'all understand the type of individuals that's in front of y'all would learn so much, man. Because at the end of the day, it's not about us swinging our dicks or, you know, trying to say we're better than you and stuff like that. It's actually we want to see you guys improve. We want to see you guys' mental state get to a level to where people cannot fool you. People cannot bamboozle you. That's really what my content about. That's really what his content is about. Waking up your conscious state so that you're awoken to a level to where nobody can come and play in your damn face. That's what I want to see. More and more people become like that. Because the more and more people that become that way, the better off the world becomes. Because everybody's living in a fucking matrix where they have to just accept what they need to accept.
Yep.
You know, me and Ross, we get it. We're the chosen ones or the super chosen ones, however you want to call it. But as our job as the chosen ones is to lift you guys up and enlighten you, because there's a lot of chosen ones that are asleep right now. They don't even know they're a chosen one. They're just asleep. And it's our job to get you out of that sleeping state and awaken. Wake the hell up. And if you start listening to what we say and you really start dissecting it, you don't have to take what we say, because that's cult-like behavior for us to tell you, hey, just listen to what we say and then that's it. No, test and try. There's a scripture that says test and try every spirit to know if they are of God. So at the end of the day, test us. See if what we're saying makes sense. Go do your research. But when you do your research and you find out that what we're saying lines up, then it behooves you at that point to say, you know what? I have to accept this for what it is. But if you know you test us and then you found out that what we said was true, but you still allowed your itching ears to scratch, because we've seen people do that. There's a guy by the name of Dark Kent. He always comes on here. I know him. He always says, man, I did see that what you and Ross said was right, but I ain't gonna lie, I still believe. That's a motherfucker that choose to be ignorant, man. Right. That's a motherfucker that had the power, that had the knowledge, that had the that had a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. You had the form there, but you denied it because you chose to. You chose to be a reprobate mind. You chose to be ignorant. That's the worst kind of individual, when you know better and you don't fucking do better.
Facts. Total facts, man. At the end of the day, hey, it was my pleasure to link up with He Knows and bring out this live, man.
That's it.
It's also my pleasure to welcome the challenge of convincing y'all further. Because some of y'all motherfuckers need further convincing. And as long as I draw a win and draw a breath, I'll be here to give y'all further convincing.
Exactly.
But at this point, this shit should be easy. You know this shit should be easy, bro.
Well fucking said, bro. Well fucking said, man. I mean, I've exhausted everything I needed to say. Those who donated, I mean, we still, even though we didn't get donations, now we're hoping people could donate on the back end. WDA, you always send us a donation. So what's up, man? We appreciate you if you send us another donation. We would appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I got some donations to split up with Ross, but I'm not gonna lie. Today, the reason why we were able to be on as long as we did is because the top end of the donations was looking pretty fucking nice. So we appreciate y'all. We thank y'all. It's been real. Y'all be easy. Peace.
Peace, bro.